What's up, baby? Hey, 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 hey. What's going on? You got a dead chat? Question mark. About to play the game. It's gonna load it up now, so we're all set. If anyone is here, type 1 in the chat. I do not want to open up some Vegas. Turning on my GPU booster. Alright, I guess we got no one here, so that's fine. That took too long. Listen to the beautiful Nathan First bionicle soundtrack in the meantime. Or at least this modified version of it. Alright, we don't need the music anymore. We're gonna get the game going. We're gonna get copyrighted real fast by Disney, so you'll get Star Wars John Williams to listen to in the meantime. Just finding some. I'm in my bedroom right now. Hold on. Alright, we got some people watching. If you are watching, which I know you are, I see you, type a 1, type a 1. Gonna grab a drink from downstairs, and then we'll be all set and ready to go. Officially. Alright? This is how we roll. Alright. Hey dude, might hop on VC whenever, if that's the... Yeah, we'll do that. You know what? Fuck it, I might actually hop on VC while I'm playing the game. I'll do that. And then we'll have people join while I'm streaming. And that could probably go very, very wrong. But you know what? We don't care. We do not care. To quote IDS Studios, we do not care. So, we'll do that. And, give me 5 seconds. I was gonna run and grab my coffee and water. The coffee's already made, so you don't have to wait too long. But yeah. Okay, alright, we're back. We got our water and our coffee, so we can get hydrated and then dehydrated immediately, because that's how counterproductive I am. Alright, so, real quick, let's load everything up. Alright, I'm just gonna check how the audio sounds on the stream. If I sound too quiet or if the music's too loud, let me know. Alright. So, any of you guys want to join the Ignition Zone Discord server, the link is in the description of the stream. I will hop on voice chat, and we can actually talk on stream. But as soon as I hear an N-word, you are gone. Alright? You are gone. No N-words allowed. Because, this is a child-friendly, YouTube channel, so... Well, sort of, but... We talk about LEGO, so we try to keep it a little bit more clean. Now, hopefully Discord doesn't completely screw up my stream. Because it's done that before. Did you guys go see Revenge of the Sith in theaters? I didn't have time. Alright, Quentin says everything's good. Alright, sweet. What about Chicken Jockey? Chicken Jockey's okay. Alright, so... I am in the lounge channel, which is limited to, like, 4 other people. So, we're not going to have, like, an insane amount of people. Not that we have an insane amount of people, watching, but, like, just saying. So we don't have, like, 20 people going. Oh, and go and check out, I don't know the name that they want to go by on YouTube, A Sprout in the Garden. Look on YouTube right now, A Sprout in the Garden, and that's the Matoro voice actor from Ignition 1 and Ignition 2, who I voice acted alongside. He's been my friend for 9 years, 10 years now, if not, actually longer than that, because we did the lines a couple years before the movies came out. So yeah, go check their stuff out if you want some really cool down-to-earth type of content. But we're starting the stream. We're gonna play the game. You guys have waited too long, so now we're gonna play. Don't have money. Yeah, that's the thing. Going to the theater for me takes like it's like an hour and a half bus ride to go there, and then you're spending 20 Canadian on a movie ticket, and then you're spending like 30 Canadian on popcorn and pop or soda, as you Americans call it. And yeah, then I got a bus ride back. Unless I want to Uber back, and that's another 20 bucks. So no, I'm not doing that. Unless if I'm going with like a bunch of buddies or something, you know. Like, I like going to the theater by myself. I saw Nosferatu by myself, and I really liked that movie. That might be, I'm not sure if y'all would like that, but I thought it was a great film. Not just from like an artsy-fartsy perspective, I just think it was a really cool film. Like, it's just very cinematic. What Omni it? I don't know what you're talking about, Quentin. No, you love Invincible. Is the stream, like, darker for you guys? Oh, wait, no, never mind. That was just me. Alright. We're gonna do a classic right here. And we're gonna replay the story. Yeah, get that sweet, sweet copyright in. Come on. Yep. Alright, that's enough. I don't need to get, like, taken down. Setting up the pop filter. Yo, Viterio, I think you might be behind on the stream. Oh, the... Alright. Certified Hood Classic right here. Alright. So I'm curious. If anyone is watching, let me know which of these games you played first. Did you play LEGO Star Wars 1 first? Or did you play LEGO Star Wars 2 first? Or did you play the complete saga first? Because I played like 1, 2, and then this. I had the original on my Xbox, and
How's it going?
Oh, yo, what's up? Who's this? Oh, what's up? Sorry, I always forget how to pronounce your name, bro.
Paleozoic bricks.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna turn you up. You're a little quiet.
Yeah, I'm kind of far from my
All right. You guys in chat can let me know how he sounds. I'm gonna turn down the music because it's like blaring on my end. What's up, bro?
Not much. Just actually came in to thank you. For telling me to re-upload my my 1,000 subscriber special.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. Like,
because it seems to be like within the hour, even though it's at like number 10 like views right now. It seems to be that it's actually like saving the video.
Okay, that's good.
More or less.
Yeah, social media is like so weird.
Because you know what it was? It's the impressions. Where I think that's what killed me is that, oh, I privated it because I wanted it to come out at this time, and people saw it for like an hour, just completely killed it, and YouTube was like, no, we're not gonna send it to people. And it's like, oh, gee, thanks.
Yeah, no, they look at it as like, oh, this is like an old video, because, yeah, I don't know, like, if you are gonna upload at midnight, you gotta, like, stick to it. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing that, like I told you, but...
No, because I 2 p.m. 2 p.m.
Yeah, it was 2 p.m., yeah. 2 p.m. is a good
Except
time.
I accidentally said a.m., so it was like people had seen, I think like 30 people had seen it by that point, which was, for 2 o'clock, you know, in the morning. It was kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's a lot of,
like 23 people
UK
saw it, and it was like, oh. But I mean, I guess we're also talking about more of a, you know, I guess LEGO is technically more of a European thing.
Yeah, I was looking at my analytics, and a third of my audience is from, like, the UK.
Yeah. Which is always, at least to me, very fascinating how it works. At least the other videos, I made sure, because I have a few videos, and I'll probably actually do some editing.
Okay.
At least some of my other videos, they're scheduled for the right time, so there should be they're scheduled for PM, not AM.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
So.
I've done that by accident a few times. Not like it's never gone like public, but I've noticed like when I schedule it just because of the way that YouTube has its layout. But on my phone, I go by the 24-hour clock military time, just because like I work in the film industry and that's kind of what they go by. So it's actually a lot easier to do that on the app if you have your phone set to that time. Not saying that you should do that, but that's why I haven't really fallen into that, because like I'll go and check on my phone and then it'll be like, oh shit, this is like the wrong time. Yeah, YouTube's goofy, man. Like it was like that. I used to do TikTok as well, same kind of thing. Like if a video would bomb, it wouldn't matter what time of the day you post it. If a video would bomb, just like private the video, then re-upload it. It'll do way better. It's so stupid.
And also, I didn't even notice that. Thank you for what was it, posting the video and self promo.
Oh yeah, no problem, dude.
Yeah, because it just like it's like because I will say this is that I got kind of in like a depressive funk when my Transformer video kind of bombed. But this one, it's like, okay, it's my fault. The reason the video didn't do well, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least if it's like something that you did, like, then you know you can always fix it, right? Which is what's
Yeah.
happening right now, so it's all good. It's
Which
all
I
a
think
learning experience.
actually
So.
kind of learned another lesson too is that YouTube doesn't like it when you decide to upload a video on a weird date.
Oh yeah, what do you mean? Like a weird date?
So the Transformer video, that one, because I'm also because it also helped that I was kind of riding a high of like when because like for the most part my videos do surprisingly well, I would say.
Okay.
For Shima content, I would say, even though it's like I want to do more general Lego stuff, they get about 1,000 views apiece.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
About 1,000, 1,500. That's kind of seems to be like the nice safe medium.
Yeah.
But I think it's also because like I'm kind of like in a weird spot where like I'm the only person doing content like this.
Well, I think that's good because it's
So,
also because YouTube is all about like your niche, and like if you have a very hyper specific niche, then like you're not gonna have much competition. So if
yeah,
anything,
and,
that's
and
better
it's
for
in a
you.
very interesting spot where I have no competition, but I also I'm gonna have a lot of like trouble. I think
Yeah.
growing through purely like let's say if it were to be a pure Chima channel,
Mm-hmm.
I probably couldn't grow that fast. So
Oh
that's why I
yeah.
kind of because it's a very small kind of niche community, and that's why I do general Lego content.
Yeah.
But the
Fair enough.
next I did a review of both Bumblebee and Optimus Prime for the 40th anniversary. It
Nice.
came out on the same day as the original cartoon aired, September 17th.
Oh, it's
Video
cool.
just completely bombed.
Oh, was it on like a Sunday or something? Or?
Tuesday.
Huh? Yeah. I mean, like that's. I used to upload on Tuesdays on like my old channels, and I mean, like I don't remember them doing like crazy well because back when I would do like YouTube videos on like movies and video games. We are live on YouTube, by the way. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Which,
just figured I'd just let you know on that because
because I mean, it's always somebody's got to find this talk pretty interesting.
yeah. No, I just didn't know if you knew that we were live, but just thought I'd give you the you know, but yeah. On my old channels, we would talk about like movies, video games, TV shows, like content variety, like where we wouldn't talk about one specific thing. So like even though like let's say we would talk about like the Batman Arkham games, the next video might be about like the Uncharted games or something, and that's different
Yeah.
enough where YouTube's like, we don't really like that. And those channels do work if you stay at it consistently for a while, but it's very difficult to maintain.
Yeah, which I think because that's also kind of like one of my questions when it comes to that is like, okay, if I'm staying in the Lego niche, is going, if I do stuff that's too far from Chima, does that consider, to be too different from, for YouTube's sake?
I think like well, I think if it's system, you should be fine. And like you like to cover like non-licensed themes with system, and I think that applies
Yeah,
for its
which I'm
own
probably
niche.
gonna expand a little bit into licensed themes, being that two of my favorite IPs are now becoming Lego.
Oh, okay. Oh, which ones?
One Piece and Pokemon.
Oh yeah. Pokemon. We got announced Pokemon. One Piece. Yeah, I forgot they
So,
announced that. That's gonna be cool.
so One Piece, it's like, yeah, which I know the minifigures sort of leaked.
Yeah, they
Like,
they revealed like the arms.
no, I mean, because there was a 4chan leak, I think, if I'm correct,
Oh,
where
okay.
somebody posted like some of the minifigure bits. So I don't know. I'll just even though it's based more on the live action show than the animated show, still gonna like want to pick up at least the Going Merry.
Hmm.
Because I'll probably make a video on that. Try to be as in depth as possible.
Yeah.
So, and then Pokemon, it's like, oh boy, that's gonna be fun if I ever do any Pokemon videos because it's oh boy, I get to talk about competitiveness
Yeah.
and shiny hunting, and that'll be I think that'll actually make if I do because that's also the thing is that I know a lot of at least my viewers I think why they might not like people from LAN is due to the fact that because there's always the issue of when somebody from LAN they're talking about something but they don't know anything about the source material
Yep. That's a
and it
big
feels like more
issue.
of a showcase.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
But then there's also times where it's just there's nothing you could do like when you're talking about Ninjago Because there's like a lot of Ninjago land members who like, I don't blame them because they have to get their reviews out, but like the TV show's not out, so like the reviews kind of end up being dated, and it's not their fault, I would say.
Right.
It's just how, oh, the sets come out, a few months before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have no idea what happens, in the show with this stuff. Some of it could just not even be in the show, and they're just real toys just to sell. So.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's funny with, like... It's funny with LEGO channels, because, like, you have, like, a lot of people that will dedicate it to, like, one specific theme. So, like, I don't know, like, even, like, if you cover, like, Bionicle, like, if you cover Bionicle and Hero Factory, like, that's fine, but, like, I think once you start kind of covering system, that's where, like, the algorithm kind of starts, like, dividing the content a little bit more, where it's just like, okay, because it categorizes Hero Factory as, like, Bionicle, like, content.
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah, it more or less is, pretty much. Especially now, like, people just combine them, but, yeah. Yeah, like, it's just,
Also, what was it? I'm looking at the chat. Quentin?
Oh, yeah, Quentin. What did he say?
Because he just said Warhammer content. Ironically, I was just painting Warhammer minis before I joined.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Warhammer is going to be a very big IP. It's already, I mean, it already is right now, but, like, it's going to
Yeah,
explode.
like, because, I mean, because I got into, recently, not, 40K, but AOS, Age of Sigmar.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
It's the fantasy setting, and I play, the Lizardmen faction, the Seraphon.
Okay. Interesting. That's cool.
I actually think I think I have, like, a few ideas for, like... It's weird, but I can definitely, like, now that I got into Warhammer, I definitely see how LEGO's actually been, like, very influenced by, Warhammer.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Like, I know there's one minifig that I really want to make a video on, because it's the LEGO version of, one of the most interesting characters from, 40K. And on top of the fact that I just want to make a video that's just Nexo Knights should have been the LEGO version of 40K.
Okay. Okay, interesting. I know, like, a lot of Bionicle fans that are really into Warhammer. Like, I'm not sure if Bionicle has, like, a lot of similarities to it, but...
It's kind of... I think it's more of the deep lore, the building aspect, too, and the customization. Like, Gundams, I think they're great to build if you want that building experience, but the issue is that I think customization is kind of on a weird level. Where it's like, okay, I don't like painting Gundams, but, like, painting Warhammer minis is, I think, where, like, the fun part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, especially when you see, like, the degree that people take customs for, like, mocs these days, like, some people just straight up, like, paint, like, the figure, and to add all this, like, detailing, they start applying, like, illegal techniques. So, yeah, I think I can see, like, where the blend kind of starts happening there.
And also, like, I mean, if I would recommend any faction for, like, a Bionicle fan, I'd probably recommend the Necrons.
Oh, yeah. Necrons?
They're, like, I would argue, like, the closest to, like, Bionicles, because they're literally just, like, robot skeletons. Which, I mean, okay, maybe that's a little more of a G2 kind of vibe, but, like, they're still, like, the most robotic faction.
Okay.
That's not, like... That still kind of has that more humanoid kind of design before it gets into more, like, the Tau, which they're more, like, anime-inspired.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
There's always gonna be a faction for somebody.
Murcat, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Oh, sorry, gotta kill these stormtroopers. If Nexo Knights had a miniature game attached to it, maybe even add card play into it, Knights Kingdom style, it might have had a longer lifespan. Yeah, I always looked at Nexo Knights as like a replacement for like Mixels. Like it was kind of like that type of theme.
So I think like what I kind of realized the issue was with Nexo Knights for me is that I think if it like maybe became like a tabletop gaming system, but for Lego, I think it would have actually been like a lot more interesting.
Do we know how well the Lego game sold? Like, when I say Lego games, I mean like the board games that you can actually like build.
The issue is I don't know, but I think if it like because I look at Nexo Knights and it's like okay, you really do have like a tabletop system. Where every year you have your in 40K terms you have your what was it, your Space Marines, and then you have a new faction to add on to.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool.
I don't think it would have ever I think it would have still lasted like for a little bit, but I think it also would have made it, have I mean, the only issue is that it would have been I think it would have been better as like a D&D and or war game, and the issue is that it's Lego.
Right. Okay. Yeah, like that's the kind of the thing with like I know it's like some Lego themes kind of experiences issues. Like you have to keep the priority as the sets. I'll use like Bionicle as an example. It had all these like collectible aspects to it, like the mass packs, and they did have board games and such. All those were like not really considered like the main content. Even like the books, they weren't really considered like mainline content that Lego was pushing to. So like if they wanted one thing to be sold over the other, they would want the sets to be sold higher. Like that was the priority always. And I think it's kind of hard for Lego to deviate into like from their A function, which is like the set and building the set, and then like B adding this whole different like kind of play to it. I think it could be cool, and there's like an audience out there for that.
Did you before you continue, did your game pause?
Yeah, I was just checking the audio levels of the stream real quick.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's kind of.
But I think that's also part of the issue of Nexo Knights. It also came out during the we gotta make it part of a tablet kind of era.
Yeah, that's true.
Because oh my gosh, I think that's also like, as much as I like the stuff from that era, man, a lot of the tablet integration stuff was like, I really do think it was some of the worst stuff Lego tried to do.
I don't really remember that. I was kind of interested in them, but I never bought them. So like, what was the tablet integration? Was it like an app?
It's not even that game? I mean, yeah, they were because I think for Nexo Knights it was a game. I think they started it off with Chima, and it usually be like you scan the sets, and then you play with the tablets. But like the issue is, let's be honest, I don't think kids were really playing the games like Lego thought they were playing games.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That's always gonna, especially with Lego. Like, I don't know, even like with most toys, like you give it to the kid, and let's say like you don't make the instructions like very very obvious, like they're gonna do something completely else with it.
Oh yeah. Like I remember, like. I mean, because I think that's also kind of what sucks about, like, Dreams right now. Is that they decided, oh, let's not make it a, make it for a tablet game. And then I think it's also doing pretty bad, from what I've seen.
Oh yeah, Lego Dreams? Yeah, that one's kind of...
I think funky. The issue is... I think they're good sets. I think the issue is that a lot of them are all over the place.
Yeah, they're very inconsistent. I do want to get a few of them. I want to get the arcade one with the Exoforce mech in there, with obviously with the Borak and Tahu.
No, that's a city set.
Oh, it's a city set? Oh, okay, I got that totally mixed up one.
Even though, like, yeah. it seems to be like... It's... I don't know how to feel about that set, because it's, okay, it's a roller coaster with, like, a...
I was just saying
with a pretty bad Exoforce representation, because it's, like... because Lego also hates knees.
Yeah. Well, fair enough, yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, apparently kids didn't understand the original Exoforce sets, which I can understand that with some of the torsos in the original sets, but, like, I find it funny because I think the legs are actually some of the best parts about those original sets.
I was looking at them the other day when Oso dropped his new video on Exoforce, and I was on voice chat with him the other day before he uploaded that, and he was saying that he actually isn't like a huge Exoforce fan, So I found that interesting. He was not trying to call him out or anything, but like yeah, I was like, oh damn,
Hey
that's a
man,
bit of a hot
it's the
take.
Lego hobby. Like, you know how many people like just don't care but still mock something anyway?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean like I'm not dogging him for that necessarily. I was just saying like I don't know. I was in the voice chat with him and Callan and Point, and I think there was someone else in there too. We were just like, what? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Exoforce is cool. You know, it was one of those cool like experimental Lego themes because there
I
was
mean, I
really a lot
just
like
wish it
it.
actually got an ending.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that sucks. Like, it is what it
Because
is
that
now.
was still during like the worst part of Lego, where they just would not end a theme on a satisfying note.
Yeah, I mean, like that being said, like I know like 2010 was like a few years later. It was like 4 years later, and like they ended Lego themes quite suddenly back when. Like they never did
Because
like
it
the
was
Lego
the
Spider-Man
the
3
first
or anything like that.
theme that I think ended on a well, because they also lost the license to Spider-Man,
Yeah, I know. I that was the first example that came to my head. But like, yeah, there was like
which
Lego
is
Batman
funny
as well.
because
Was
they
kind of
lost it, then
sudden.
got it back like pretty quickly,
Yeah, it was weird.
like relatively.
They got it back
So
like right after the TASM or the Amazing Spider-Man films came out. Like after those came out and like
it was, I
didn't
want
do
to say
well.
the second film came out, and then they were making the minifigs for Comic Con.
That's what happened. Yeah, they made a few polybags for like they weren't like specifically based off of like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it was like scenes or like sets from the comics that were what
Well, because I know you
inspires.
also had
Yeah,
like, because I just remember like the Electro polybag.
yeah, I remember that. Yep, that's what I was referring to.
But I mean, that's also I guess when they really started like the superhero stuff like up again.
Yeah, that was when they had the big launch, primarily with Avengers 2012. Like, that was like a couple years before that, and
Because I want to say, I think the first real wave of sets. Wait, no, that was Avengers. Because I was getting confused with I think Iron Man 3 that came out at the same time.
yeah, yeah, Iron Man 3 was like 2013, something like that. So.
Because I remember, because I mean, I remember like going to like I guess before school care, and like some kids they would just bring all their like sets and we played with them.
Oh yeah,
And I
that's
remember
cool.
like playing with I guess that golf cart set that's famously not part of the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of funny. What's the set number for that? Just so some people that are watching. Oh, what's up?
Oh,
What's up, Evander? And Murcat said something else. I think one of the frustrating things that Bionicle faced from 2004 onward was the story/lore had to be conform around the toys and not being purposefully thematic developed by side. I don't know about that because I mean like the had to confirm around the toys. I mean like that's how it was like from the beginning. Like I don't like I mean like when they made 2001, obviously like you can make the story alongside like the toys, but like from 2002 and 2003, like they had to. That's just like the way that Lego kind of works. Like they prioritize the toy, and then they make the story kind of around it. I don't think that was like their downfall because like Bionicle still had a few very strong years from that. But I mean, like yeah, I could see how that could be like a issue as like a writer. You'd have to like
okay.
think of stuff. But
It's set 76008.
yeah, so y'all can look that up so you know what we're talking about. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Because I remember that set like being kind of a meme back in the day.
Yeah, I wasn't
I
on like social media a
remember
lot, but like I did see some people like make
I
a video on it.
remember just a Just Too Good video from back in the day where somebody made a mock-up of what it would look like in real life.
Okay.
And it was just like a bad, maybe not a bad Photoshop job, but like a quick Photoshop job, and it was just really funny to get how like to understand how wacky the set was.
Mm.
'Cause what was it? Oh yeah, no, because going back to what we were saying about the toys conforming to the or the story conforming to the toys, I don't think it was necessarily like I don't know. I don't think that was really an issue that I thought of. Like that was
Yeah, I
kind of
never thought
bad.
that was an issue. I think that's like
Like
this them doing
I
their
feel
job.
like
That's what they're hired to do, you know.
because I mean I feel like the only year that I think it was kind of bad was like I don't know maybe 2005, but that's because I really don't like 2005. But like
I think the
so
story was. I mean, like in terms of sets, like yeah, like they got really lazy with the sets. They were all clones in like a bad way. Like, cause I don't mind clone sets per se. If they have like enough personality to them. Like the
yeah. Well, the
Paraka,
Bo
you can technically
everyone
say, and like the
everyone
Borak are
loves the
cool.
Borok. I have
Yeah.
had like I've had so many friends of like I've had a few friends of mine who were like vaguely interested in Bionicle, and remember we were born after Bionicle, came out, and just be kind of fascinated with how cool the Borok are.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like the Borak were cool. Like they were small, simple, and they had like probably had like one of the best mechanics for any like Bionicle set, the head bobbing and the chrono launching.
I mean, I wouldn't even say the transformation
Yeah, and yeah, also that too. You can roll them. Like yeah, like it's a
because
perfect
it
little toy.
wasn't a crazy transformation. It was just aligning the. I mean, it's kind of sad, but I don't think Lego would ever do that again.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like, cause they do with like certain like vehicle sets. I can't name any like specifically, but there are.
Well, 'cause, like if you look at Lego's transformations today, I feel like they would never do like a ball like the Borok today.
I think it would just depend on the circumstance. Because the Borak was
Yeah.
so, like, hyper-specific, and, like, you had, like, very, very creative people behind that specific theme to think a lot. And, I mean, like, if they want to, they can always go back and see, like, what was successful, like, with the Borak, for instance, and that can give them some inspiration to do some other stuff. But, yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would definitely, yeah, I wouldn't say it's in, like, the cards for, like, what Lego aims to do, like, going forward. Vaitiru says, alright, I'm gonna get on my PlayStation and play some Skyrim. I will be on stream, lol. Okay, so I guess he's gonna join the voice chat soon, whenever he gets
No,
on.
because well, because I know it's like I think also like I feel like you can also get a good idea of what Lego wants to do when it comes to more of the Ninjago mechs of today.
Yeah, I don't
Because I
really pay
feel like
attention to
that's
those, honestly.
well, because I know I'm like one of those big people that always complain about when I guess the toy made for kids doesn't have articulation of a 2006 Marvel Legends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna, like, get on Lego's case for, you know, like, maybe the articulation isn't so great on, like, a little, like, mech figure. Like, I'm not gonna,
It depends
do
on
that.
like I think it depends on how they make it because I think either the ratchet joints or the ball joints I think are the way to go.
Yeah. I also quite like, yeah, like, the ball joints for, like, the
Except
toe
I'm
pieces.
not sure the mini ball joints are the way to go.
You mean, like, the toe pieces?
For knees. Yeah, like the toe balls,
Yeah,
the mixel
yeah.
joints, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
for
them.
knees, that's gonna be kind of tough to do.
I kind of have come to the conclusion they're good for elbows, but man, knees got to be full ball joints.
I mean, it depends on the scaling, too, yeah. If it's for a mech, definitely it doesn't fit whatsoever. But,
Even though, like, I absolutely love the smaller mixel joint system.
yeah, no, I love the mixel joints because, like, I use them a lot on, like, my revamps for 2001 and 2002. Like, my Chiraga revamps, like, rely on them. They actually do use them for, like, their knees, but it works because, like, they're so small. So, like, it works
Yeah,
with their
it's
scaling
like
and their weight.
yeah, it depends. Like, and also, I feel like the way Lego builds, what a Technic set, I feel like, or a Technic mock of that caliber is also not going to be maybe as strenuous as, some of the $20 mechs they have today.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
But I always say this is that my rule of thumb when it comes to mechs are if they have a transformation, I am not going to care about knee joints. Because, like, okay, if it transforms, I think it's fine to have the articulation of a Megazord.
Mm.
But it's like, when the mech doesn't do anything else, it's like, you can at least have knees.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you should have knees. I mean, knees are pretty... That's, like, a pretty basic function that, like... Even if they don't, like, work super, super well, like, you gotta have those at least, you know?
Oh, because I think from my understanding, the issue was is that the Lego designers blamed the first wave of X-Force sets. But I own the two human robots, the two main ones that were like $15.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think their issues is that the torsos are bad.
Oh,
You know,
fair
I
enough.
guess for a set of that caliber, because they have to have the light brick gimmick.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I would argue, yeah, no, those are kind of bad because there's a lot of, like, loose pieces that pop off. And it was also kind of during that era back when, like, Lego sets commonly would fall apart.
Yeah, I never really found that as like a big issue. I guess stability wasn't as good. I got stuck here.
I remember as a kid just being kind of part of the toy itself.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, like, they've obviously, like, fixed all their stability issues now, and, like, I remember some of those older, like, Lego Star Wars, ships, like, some of, like, the blaster parts would fall off easier, just flick off. Things would just kind of flick off, but, like, it wasn't, like, it wasn't to the point where, like, you would lose the piece unless if it's, like, it wasn't like the small pieces coming off or anything. They would be like maybe like bigger parts or something where you could be more forgiving. But yeah, like I know what you mean. Like that's just kind of how they made the sets back.
I mean, at least I don't remember that ever being a bad issue when it came to like Bionicle, though.
Oh yeah, no, Bionicle is like aside from like I actually prefer the stud on the O1 masks over the axles. Just but like I guess like with that, like, the mask would just fall off easier because it's, like, through a stud connection.
Because that's also kind of part of the toy.
It is, yeah, it is a part of the toy.
And let's be honest, I know I tend to be a bit more of a G2 defender. Yeah, no, I'm not the biggest fan of the mask system.
I do not like the G2 mask system. I thought that was, like, goofy. Like, I get what they were trying to do, like, the eye stalk thing. They were trying to do, like, the rock she thing where, like, you knock their head and then, like, the thing comes off. Like, I get what they were trying to do.
There's nothing worse than fiddling with those sets and the mask just keeps popping off.
Yeah, those hinges were just a bad idea. Like, they were just not good whatsoever in terms of, like, like, especially, like, if you used, like, if you actually consistently played with the thing, because, like, I was a teenager back then, so I wouldn't, like, play with them a lot. But I can only imagine if you're a kid and you're, like, popping the mask on and off, like, that friction's gonna get worse and worse and worse.
And you know what my worst, honestly, I think the worst part of it is when you had masks like that were on stands, and it's like, okay, how do you actually, like, put them on? It's like, you put them on, I guess, where it's, like, it always felt illegal on how you put the masks on.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you ever had, what was it? The set with the Mask of Creation, Skull Grinder versus Mask Maker?
Yeah, I had that one. Yep.
Yeah, you know how, like, that stand is?
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Where it's like, you kind of have to put it in between the axle and the hole, so it actually, like, holds up, but it feels illegal.
Yes. Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, that's, I would say, probably my, arguably... I mean, because, yeah, no, it just comes down to is that probably the OMAS system, or the O1 system's probably the best, I would say.
I think it's the best for sure. Like, I understand, like, I like axles on certain masks. Like, it makes sense that, like, the Kraken, the Mask of Shadows, has, like, the axle, and it makes sense that, the Evoke has an axle on it. But I don't think it was, like, necessary to, like, lock in going forward.
It's also kind of that switch in 2003 it was also definitely a switch from the mask is a collectible to the mask becomes the character.
That's definitely my biggest complaint with 2004. Even though I actually really love 2004, it's like one of my favorite years, but like
I mean,
I don't like that they took away the collectible masks. I think that was a bit of an L for them.
Yeah, no, because 2004 is kind of in a weird position where I think it's like one of the best story years. And I think the Titans are great. I'm just not a big fan of the canister sets overall.
You mean the Toa, or do you mean like the Baki?
Both.
Both? I don't have a problem with the Toa per se. I think
Toa,
like they're just held back by colors.
Held back by what?
Color schemes.
I mean, I would argue it's the color and their shoulders.
Yeah, the shoulders are a little bit rigid.
Yeah, no, because... And also, they're definitely just not as good as, I think, the Mata. Or the Nuva.
I think that's fair. That's fair to say.
Even though they do have way better mask designs than the Nuva.
Yeah, I don't mind the... I do like the Metru masks more. I actually don't mind the Nuva Kanohi. Like, I think it makes sense for, like, what they are in the story. Like, they're supposed to be, like,
because I will admit, I'm definitely a little bit more on R. Slugger's very hot takes with the Metro.
Oh, was that the one where they were claiming that, like, the Nuva are better in every way? Like, was it that video?
Not the Nuva were better. Actually, it might have been more the Mata. But, like, I mean, you know, I'm not gonna say 100%, but it's like, you know, agree with them, because there's certain things where it's like... But yeah, no, I just remember as a kid not really wanting to play with the Metru as much as the Mata.
That's
At least I just remember the Mata just being way more fun toys with the ones I had.
Yeah, I remember playing with both pretty equally, me personally. But yeah, I mean, like, the Mata were very unique, and they're more...
I also always found the Vaki as, like, the most alright sets possible. Like, they're nothing special.
Yeah. The Vaki are fine. I don't think they're, like... I think they could have, like, added a little bit more...
Like, I wouldn't say they're the worst canister sets, but they just kind of feel like, to me, like they're there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like them, and if you look at the Bricklink market prices, they're pretty much the only G1 sets that haven't really gone up in value, because people just don't really care about them.
You know, they're not the Rockshi, which everyone likes the Rockshi.
Yeah, everyone likes the Rockshi, but everyone
likes the Borak.
Yeah, everyone likes the Borak have gone up a little bit, for sure, and yeah, I mean, like, Borak are one of those things, like, where I'm never gonna complain that I have, like, extra Borak, it doesn't matter which ones, except for maybe, like, the Cal.
Same thing with the Rock. Same thing with the Rockshi.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're more of a fan of, I guess, the later parts of bionicle.
I like all of it, like, across the board. Maybe except for, like... I like 2008, but, like, when it comes to, like, the Glatorian 2009, I'm just not as motivated. Like, I still really like them, but they're good.
Even though it's, like, I will say this is, I think... So, this is something that's funny, is that everyone kind of assumes, because I really wasn't there for most of Bionicle G1's run, that I'm a pure G2 person, but it's like, I am an 09 person all the way.
You're an 09 person?
Yeah.
Yeah, 09's good. I just really love the... I just think with 09, they shouldn't have, they just shouldn't have got rid of, like, the Kanohi and stuff. Like, I think that was, like, a big...
I mean, I think from it sounds
direction.
like... I think, because I don't know if it was you that's kind of been spreading that around, that Bionicle was really supposed to end at 08, because, like... I also heard, like, that it was supposed to go on for, like, way longer. So...
It was planned to end at 08. But the thing is, once they decided against that, once they were like, oh, never mind, we're not ending at 08, that's when they were going to go on for a few more years, but then obviously, and that's why they did the Glatorian, so it was a lot easier for people to get into, because it was like a soft reboot while everything's still connected in canon. And then
because I really do think that, the soft reboot would have just been the best way to go. Because, you know, you would have had Madanui as the main character and the focal of the movie. Or not the movie, but, like, just the story. Which I think would have been a little bit better versus, I guess, the rotating cast, even though I do love the rotating cast of G1.
Yeah, I just think, like, the Glatorian themselves, like like they're cool in theory, but like again, just they kind of deviated like a little bit too much from what like in the story it makes sense. Like in the grand scheme of everything Bionicle, it makes sense. But I think like as like toys and all that, like I remember being a kid in '09 and being pretty disappointed they switched like the helmet system over like
You know what it was is I really couldn't complain because I was just a dumb kid watching Lego Mation Studios videos.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean I was too.
I think there's, you know, the mass system I think is definitely better overall, but it's like I also kind of don't view them as the Toa. You know, they're kind of their own separate entity in the same world.
I mean, like, yeah, like that's how they're written in the story, but they clearly have like
So,
Enika builds, and that's kind of how they've been making Toa from '06 onwards. You know, like you look at if you don't know the context and you don't see the Glatorian label, like you look at that. I don't know, you look at Akar or something, you're like, yeah, it's a Toa. But it's, I mean, like, it's just written not to be. But, yeah.
except I will say I do like how some of the builds are, like, the scroll.
Yeah, no, I definitely think the Glatorian have, like, really great builds. I really do like the Enika builds.
I want to say the best set from the canister wave of '09 is probably the Vorox. That's probably my favorite build.
That's pretty up there for me, too. I like the Vorox. I quite
But
like
also
Glatorian Madanui. I think he's really cool.
Which, I mean, that's also that's another video I would love to just talk about is how many times Lego has just made Scorpions.
Yeah. Yeah, they go back to Scorpions a lot, hey?
Because what was it? I mean, because both Bionicle Generation 1 and 2 had, what, practically multiple Scorpions?
G2 had spiders, and they did have Skull Scorpio.
What was it? The worst.
The creature. I forgot the creature.
Which is like arguably one of the worst Bionicle sets ever made, if not the worst.
Wait, hold up. Also saying something. Lego has done that before, where they end a series on a cliffhanger and tell the fans to make up their own ending. I guess he's talking about 2008. I don't know how far behind in the stream he is.
Well, because I think it's no, because I think it's a conversation between them and the collector of different toy.
Oh, okay. I wasn't reading that. Let me catch him in the chat real quick. I've been ignoring it. The Nuva are better sets than the Metro overall. The articulation in other than the articulation in the head. Yeah, like. There's pros and cons to them. I definitely say like the Nuva are better toys. I really love the Metru look. Obviously, like I love those aesthetics, and even me, who's a big 2004 advocate, like there's things I would definitely change about them, and I've implemented those changes in like my revamps and all that. Well, that are, dare I say, revamps are really more like modifications. But yeah, no, I mean I agree.
The Nuva shoulders, and maybe even take out the. I would dare even say gut out the gearbox. I think I would just like them as toys a little bit better if maybe they were just pure action figures.
So, are you familiar with the AliExpress piece that's like the one-length axle with the toe socket on it?
Oh, okay, they did, I guess somebody made one like that?
Yeah, so I bought a bunch of those, and I mean, like, I saw Oso do it like a year ago, where he used like the other one that has like the Technic pin connector rather than like the axle. But the way that I did it, but it requires two custom parts. There's a 2-length axle with a ball on it that you can put in their gearbox, and then you can put the socket piece on it, so you can still maintain the gear function, kind of like the G2 sets did, like where they have the gear function, you can pose them.
Why hasn't Lego made these parts yet?
That's the thing. That's why I don't mind using them, because like these look like parts that Lego should have, and they definitely need to have them at some point. Especially if you're going to start making more and more mechs and more of these rely on like the Mixel system. They should have these parts already. And plus, there's like the knockoff third-party sites are making them in really, really nice quality. Like obviously, like it's impossible to get to the Lego standard.
But then is the issue? Is Lego also one of those companies where they go, oh, somebody else made it, we can't make it?
No, definitely not. They stole the brick design, like, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, they have no problem doing that,
It's such a weird, like, it's I don't know if it necessarily I think no because I technically stole. I wouldn't say stole. I probably more like licensed the brick without the what was it, the hole at the bottom.
Yeah, and the guy that made the brick design, they didn't get the credit for it. This is something that IDS said, so I don't know if it's true, but
I'm pretty sure he's right about that.
but yeah,
No,
the guy self-deleted. Like,
here's the funny thing. You ever watch that one like short film about the history of Lego
yes,
that Lego had on their YouTube
yep,
channel?
I saw it when it came out. Yeah, I was like,
Do you remember how they just like
they glossed
you know
over
oh
that.
they
Like,
they just see a machine making bricks, buy the machine, and then it's like, wait, did they not make the? And it's like, they never explain like, okay, wait, did Lego not make the brick?
I really don't know why they made that movie. It was like not a good idea. It just kind of raised more eyebrows to it, and like, it's like when I saw it, I was like, oh, you know, this is like fine. But like looking back on it, there's so many memes that you can make from it, and I don't know, like the guy was like, oh, this cannot get this couldn't get any worse or whatever, and it's like it did get worse. Later, his wife died or something. It's just like, holy crap! Like, I don't know.
You know, their houses that kept burning down.
Yeah. It was just like, it was so goofy. It wasn't made that long ago too, so I was just like, what?
I mean,
like,
to get an idea, that was like 2011.
Still, even by like 2011 standards, I feel like that was like I don't know, like I could like that comes across like a 2005 like straight to video like little release or
Which
like,
no, but it's funny because if you actually like, because they actually have a bunch of sets in the background of like one of the narrators.
Yeah.
And it's all like 2011 sets.
I do specifically remember because I'm a huge Lego Batman fan. They have the 2006 like Ultimate Batmobile.
Well, because I always remember it explicitly because they have the Fire Temple from Ninjago.
Yeah, well, they got that too. Yeah.
You know, that was also one of my childhood sets, so like, of course, I'm gonna remember it in the video.
Yeah.
Actually, still have it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they were thinking like, oh, like I think maybe they just were like, okay, what sets look cool, and then they just kind of put them in there. But
well, because it's also just the time it was made. You know, what's the most some of the most popular stuff they made.
Yeah, that too. And let's see what people are saying. Moment of silence for us getting KO Lego parts from AliExpress in the US. Oh, yeah, the tariffs and stuff. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you guys are gonna get screwed with that shit. That sucks. Yeah, well, luckily there's a lot of third-party distributor, or I'm butchering that word. There's a lot of third-party resellers in the US, so you guys should be good. You guys shouldn't be affected by that too much.
Okay, okay, so I pulled up the video, so, there's actually... Okay, that's kind of weird, is that there's a few there's two M-Tron sets in the shot. Ninjago, the 2006 Batmobile, a Technic sub, few castle sets of the not Barracuda Bay, what's the main Lego pirate ship?
I'm not sure. I'm not good with my Lego history. Unless if it's like bionicle or something, but...
Black Sea's Barracuda, that's what it was. Yeah, no, because honestly, this is also something I do find interesting, because we were talking about, I guess, Warhammer earlier. Is how the bionicle fandom is really starting to look more like, I guess, the Warhammer scene, where people are just starting to, like, 3D print stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't blame them. Like, they've been starving for so long, like, because G2, like, I'm not, like, gonna dog G2 here, but, like, G2 is just, like, very different, and G2 fans are almost like a separate niche of fans. So...
And if you really didn't like G2 sets, I can understand what, like, because the issue is, I think the issue is that, well, we're never gonna get Bionicle how, you know, I think most fans would want it, which would just be G1, but, like,
yeah,
again.
It's never gonna be like that again. Yeah. That's just not gonna happen.
Like, I mean, I really do think the best thing that could happen is, like, System Bionicle.
What do you mean by system
But like
bionicle? Whenever someone like kind of brings up this point, I always gotta ask like, what do you mean by system
action,
bionicle?
like buildable action figures made out of system.
Yeah, but like I think it depends on how they do that specifically, because I do think they should rely
that's
on
also the
they should rely on some Technic, because I've brought this up like a million times, but like we're at the same point in 2000 where if Legos were to start making Bionicle like now, they're working with like pretty much nothing except for Technic. And Technic was the backbone for Bionicle, and it still was throughout its entire lifespan, even G2. I think really they should combine system with Technic. That
oh
would be,
yeah,
like,
no,
most
no, that's
feasible,
exactly
but...
what I mean. That's exactly
Okay.
what I mean. I think we're on the same page.
Okay, yeah.
No, I guess minifigures I think should be in sight.
Yeah, they shouldn't do that.
Unless they want to do playsets.
Yeah, unless
Like
they
a
want to do
few
playsets of
places
like big locations or something, I'm completely fine with that. That's cool. But yeah.
but like it has to be, if you ask me, Bionicle, but like I don't know, maybe the scaling's a little bit bigger, but they're action figures made of system, like the system, and obviously Technic, because there's no reason not to.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to have Technic in there, whether they're like
Because like I think the best
whatever.
thing they almost had was actually that prototype for Takanuva for the 90th anniversary.
Yeah, I think I think I remember that. Yeah.
I
Was
think
that the one that
like,
Duckbricks reviewed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
I think that's probably like the best possible outcome to get Bionicle back.
Yeah,
also
I would probably say throw a little bit more Technic in there, and I'm happy. Oh, and masks. Like they need to make new molds for masks.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's.
But
like,
yeah, no, because like okay, for the one set, I understand them not having like full-fledged masks, but like if there's no masks, like don't even bother.
Yeah, no, like that's something that I agree with. Going back to that Nuva versus Metru video, video, where in 2004 where they ditched the Kanohi, like that was a huge misstep in my opinion. Like when they started to not do like the recolors, like that was just, I think that's like it kind of, I don't know, it limits creativity with mocs and such, and also it's just, I feel like it's just way better marketing, especially at that point in time when they were like, oh, collect like the Kanoka discs, and like the discs are cool, but like why not have both? Especially with like how cool the dual molded masks were.
Yeah, and then of course what was it? The one time we get a recolor of one of those masks, it's in arguably one of the rarest sets to like actually find.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Which I mean, that's kind of why I hate the cars. I actually have like the Carzani, like I think mostly.
Oh yeah.
Probably minus like a few pieces or so. But I'm missing the mask, and it's like I have the full Carzani like figure. Because I got it at a Bricks and Minifigs, and man, that's one awkward set though.
He's an alright set. Like I got him on my shelf right now. I got lucky with him. I got him for a, dare I say, like pretty good deal, and I think he's gone up even more since I bought him. So
yeah, because I think I got it like at least mine for like about $30 or so.
Yeah.
And it was mostly incomplete, but I also wasn't missing the rare pieces besides the one mask.
Mine came with the box. So
and also
I was like,
the cape.
Yeah,
I don't have the cape, or I might have used the cape on Vizslan and Fenrak. Or actually, or was that two separate trips? That might have been a separate trip.
I'm not sponsored, but go to capesforminifigs.com. Like in terms of like their capes for minifigures, their fabric that they use for minifigure capes is a little bit different from Legos, but for their Bionicle capes, the Bionicle capes are like perfect. Like they're like 1-to-1.
Honestly, that might not even be like a bad thing anymore, because like I usually tend to be a bit of like a Lego purist, but I think they might be changing their capes to more like softer material, like not.
Yeah, they've started to change their cape texture. I like the old capes. I know they're a little bit rigid, but I do like the old.
No, but I really like that rigid feel.
Yeah, the rigid feel is like, I don't know.
No, because it's not like they're soft. It's more like
it maintains the shape better. Sure.
They're spongy.
Hmm.
No, because if you get any dream set with a cape, they're probably going to come with that kind of cape.
Yeah. Yeah, almost everything's like sponge capes now. Or they have those like rubber capes now as well. For Doctor Strange, and they've started add them for Batman as well.
Which, you know what? I'm not. I mean, I understand that for the wastegapes on like the clones. That I mean, that's kind of a meme, right?
Oh yeah, that was. I remember when that blew up. I was like, what? Like why is this like a thing now? And I guess yeah, Lego was like,
I
well, we're
mean,
gonna
it
put
makes
them on.
sense to me, but like, no, I feel like when it comes to like actually getting rid of like the capes, I think is the wrong move.
No, they should have kept the capes. I don't think they should have done the printing thing. That was not a good move, and it.
Well, not even the printing, but like, because now they have the spongy capes, and they're just not as good.
No, those ones suck. I don't like those. They flop around like crazy. I guess that works if you're like a kid, but like I don't know. I would just prefer the rigid ones, which yeah. Also says, well, I just realized my stream is heavily delayed. Yeah, that's happened for a few people. Collector of a different toy. As someone how collect... Okay, sorry, let me reread this. I like brick-built superhero figures, at least for me. They don't feel like bionicle. I completely agree. Yeah.
I do feel that like them in Ninjago sets are where the future of bionicle could be.
Oh, if anyone else wants to join the voice chat, by the way, just join the Discord server, and then we'll have more people on it. It's not exclusive, so you guys can come on. Just want to throw that out there because I forgot to say it earlier. We're already halfway through A New Hope. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I'm always very torn on if they're gonna bring back Bionicle, because like I think they would want to, because like now, like if they were to do like G2 now, it would have been like a way better time to do it. It would have been a lot more successful.
Yeah. And it
I
sounds
think
like everyone
yeah.
kind of agreed.
Yeah. No, like
well, and also, I think what they really should have did is I think they should have actually canceled G2 and not even got the sets out.
Yeah, they should have never
when they brought
G2.
when they brought back Ninjago.
Yeah.
Because if I might because from my understanding, it seems to be what really killed it was the marketing budget got killed thanks to new budgeting for Ninjago.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with all that, but I mean, yeah.
I mean, I've done probably one of my, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I just also flat out feel that whether you like the sets or not, or the CCBS system, I think a lot of it was practically dead on arrival.
You mean just G2?
Not on G2, but like I look at the Chima Ultra builds, and you know it's bad when those sets they were canceled, or not canceled. It's bad when the second wave of sets was not released in the U.S. when Construction was made explicitly for the U.S. market. Right.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
So, I honestly think that LEGO kind of lost faith by the time G2 released, and they just did not care.
I don't know. Have you seen the Magna Leak hard drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in there, there's a lot of.
And I'm not talking about necessarily the designers, because Christian Faber, he keeps like showing stuff off, and it's like, wow, it's like this, CCBS could have had a real life, and it's like, I think the real culprit was just LEGO internal politics.
Wait, hold on, I hear knocking downstairs. I'm just gonna check. I have something to say about that, but just talk with chat for a minute. I'm just gonna see what's going on.
All right. So wait, Oso, are you the guy that's the Xenoblade fan?
It's all good. I thought I heard knocking. No one's there. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree that they didn't have faith in a certain area, but I think it was just more so CCBS they didn't have faith in because with their...
But
Like, Bionicle is an original theme, however, like, it was
exactly what I'm saying.
it was a flagship, and they used Bionicle to, like, basically carry their little idea that they had that was going to be G2 before it was Bionicle. And that's, yeah, they were trying to cash in, and they cashed in, like, too early, and it was crap, so I don't know. They fumbled
because
it.
It really does seem like what Christian Faber wanted to do was just have a bunch of, like, ideas of construction that I really thought could have worked well.
Certain ideas of what?
For construction, or CCBS and construction in general. Because he just announced how there was going to be another mecha series, but I think it either evolved or the prototypes were Invasion from Below.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to what he's been posting regarding that, but
Because, like, it was a series called Mecha Knights, and it was going to be CCBS mechs with minifigure pilots.
that's so basically what they're doing now.
What do you mean now?
Well, like, they're relying on mechs now. They're not CCBS mechs, but like they're...
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, but... Well, at least this is what the concept of the theme would have been.
Yeah, so like... Okay,
And
so
the only thing is that I'm not sure if it evolved into either... Because, like, the name Knights and the way it sounded, it almost sounded like there was going to be, like, a bit of a medieval aspect.
Yeah.
So
like,
I'm not sure if it became Nexo Knights, because I feel like Nexo Knights was kind of a separate entity.
I feel like they do reuse ideas over there a lot. Again, like with the G2 stuff, with like the Egyptian theme and like the scorpions. Like like, those became the Skull Spiders. Like I think they definitely
here's
reuse
the thing
stuff
is
over
that
there.
like Nexo Knights was explicitly created by Tommy Andreasen, who seems to be kind of like separate from Christian Faber.
Yeah. Yeah, but like once like you do work for Lego, like or any company, like they own it. It doesn't matter like they don't necessarily have to give you credit for it, unfortunately. But like if you make a concept, like Tim Burton, when he started out, he was an animator at Disney, and all the ideas for Nightmare Before Christmas he made at Disney. So when he got popular, working with Warner Brothers with Beetlejuice and Batman and all that, like he couldn't make Nightmare Before Christmas because Disney owned all the works that he made. And then when he started once Batman Returns came out, or it was right before Batman Returns came out, like he was working on Batman Returns while Disney was working on Nightmare Before Christmas, where they're like, yeah, we'll put your name on the title, like we'll make it known that it's like your movie, but like he didn't have time to direct it, so technically someone else directed that movie. But
yeah,
basically where I was getting at, like, yeah, like whatever work you make under a company, it's that company's property, and they don't have to credit someone, which is kind of fucked up.
Unless you know about the Sonic lore, which is also insane.
Which part of the Sonic lore?
How one guy sued Sonic to own like 200 Sonic characters, or they sued Sega.
Oh no,
and then
I don't know about that.
So there's this one author who's kind of infamous for just kind of being a strange kind of person, Ken Penders. Mm-hmm. And so I do agree, like to an extent, that if you're making characters for a series like Sonic the Hedgehog, I think the character should probably belong to that company. Like, if it's your own original idea and you want the ownership, that's totally different. But like, when you're but when it's like, you know, you're contracted to make a story for a series, that's just where I believe that the character should be owned by that company.
Yeah,
and that
I
was
agree.
naturally part of the contract. Issue was Archie, they kind of screwed up when they were making the comics.
Oh yeah, that's the comics though.
And they lost, I think they lost the paperwork, or it was possibly destroyed by Ken Penders. I say possibly because, you know, I don't know if there's any evidence, but like, you never know. It's like they either lost it or, so the main narrative right now is that they lost it. And then Ken Penders sued to own a bunch of Sonic characters that he practically can't do anything with.
Yeah, that's what happened with Friday the 13th. Like, the guy that wrote the first movie, which, to be fair, the first movie was so ridiculously, like, low with, like, the budget that he probably only got paid, like, a couple $100 to write the screenplay. But he was trying to sue them to get the rights to Jason Voorhees, which in that film, Jason Voorhees isn't even the killer. He's, like, just mentioned as, like, the kid that drowned at the lake. So he was trying to get the rights for Jason Voorhees, like the slasher character, which he didn't become a slasher until like later, and for years, it stalled the franchise. It basically almost killed the franchise because of that lawsuit. So basically, I think in the end, there's still legal issues, but they were like, all right, you have the rights to child Jason Voorhees and not the Jason Voorhees that everyone else like contributed to over the years.
That's also kind of like a bit of a difference, if you ask me, is that he at least created the character in an original movie, right?
Yeah, but like he didn't plan on Jason Voorhees to come back to survive and to become the killer. Like he basically became a whole different character at that point. And the success of that franchise came from someone else, and I wouldn't say from him, arguably. But yeah, obviously it's different if you make a whole new IP and you design everything, you put all your care into it, and then this other company owns it and they don't have to give you credit. I think that's fucked up. But
yeah.
Oh,
no, because what I was saying is that, like,
sorry, I gotta catch up on chat.
Yeah.
I like Xenoblade. I played the 3DS version, but my 3DS SD card got wrecked. Oh, man. My totally legal copy of the game was lost with the card. I got pretty far, and okay. Well, damn, that sucks. The guy who made Ed, Edd n Eddy was lucky not to lose his rights to the cartoon. That's good. Yeah, a lot of a cartoon, they're a little bit more lenient with animators or like cartoon creators. I noticed, like, yeah, because otherwise they would totally abuse that with a lot of other ones. Collector said, I feel with G2, only 2015 Winter Wave was made to be properly bionicle with mostly everything else. Yeah, well, with the 2015 wave, you look at like all the stuff that's in the leaks, which I don't recommend you do because that's not technically legal. But if you happen to see them, the 2015 wave was like they were that was made in like a turnaround period, I feel. And yeah, like I do agree, it feels a little bit more like bionicle, especially if they're gearboxes and such. But 2016 they totally just straight up reused stuff. Oso said they lost it because Sega didn't give us a rat's ass about American Sonic. Yeah, that's true. No, like Sega does not really care about all the old like characters like Sally Acorn or anything like that, like from that era of Sonic. Like, yeah, it makes sense, I get it, but like,
which
yeah.
I don't think they lost those
they didn't
characters.
Lose Sally,
it was
yeah,
just like
there's characters I forgot their names, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. Specific Archie originated characters.
Well, now, technically they were Sad AM.
Yeah, Sad AM.
But they're more iconic for Archie, I feel.
Oh, so did they lose the Sad AM characters?
No, they still own them, but they will like never do anything with them ever again.
Oh, I mean, they never were anyway. Like even back when they had the rights, like they had plenty of opportunity to bring them in, like the adventure games and the Dark Age era, and even like the 2010s. They could have done something with them. They didn't do anything, so they never cared about that, which is like fine, like whatever. Like if I want to see them, I can read the Archie comic. Like that's okay. I'm not gonna like lose my mind if I don't see them. The Crazed Logger, that's a crazy name. I remember when G2 came out, I was in high school. My friends and I looked at them and thought, who would pay that much for a Bionicle? Being an adult with income now, I would definitely buy them, lol. Yeah, that's a pretty common complaint with G2. With them
you know what? It's actually something I find funny. Is because I really never found the prices to be that bad because they were honestly, I would say, the same price as like your standard Marvel Legends.
At the time?
Yeah, because, like, you know, because I want to say around that time, that was maybe a few more dollars than a Marvel Legends. At least for the bigger sets. Like the Tahu, Onua, and Kopaka sets.
Yeah, they were like
because they were closer to $20.
Yeah.
So, I think in a weird way, I think, like, I never really complained about the price-wise or piece-to-part ratio. For the sheer fact that I kind of experienced, you know, I was starting to dabble in other collector series, even though I'm really not a Marvel Legends person. but like standard action figures, you know, that are more on Marvel Legends, Black Series, Rip Lightning Collection kind of style. The average is always $20.
I just think people, like, even though Bionicle does line up with, like, an action figure, it doesn't necessarily have all the things that, like, an action figure has. Like, there's different things that it deviates from. Like, they have gear function, they have, like, the mask knockoff feature, which, I mean, like, with action figures, you can interchange, like, maybe, like, their head or something, which is pretty much a similar thing. But I think just people have a different expectation of it just because it was Lego, and with G1, the canister sets were a lot smaller, and they didn't have, like, as many pieces. So, like, at the time, like, it made sense for them to be 20 because they had, like, so many parts. But, like, at the same time, like, like, Brutaka and, like, Tahu 2015 are at the same price. I would definitely buy Brutaka, you know? So.
But honestly, I don't think Brutaka would have been the same price if released in the same year.
You probably would have been, like, I don't know, $5 more or something. But yeah.
I would say, yeah, between, like, 25 to, like, 35, I would say.
Yeah, but, like, and I would pay, like, I think it's just, like, a big jump.
Oh, because I feel like I feel like when it comes to Brutaka, you go, like, anywhere closer to, like, that $40. I feel like that would be too much.
Yeah.
Well, back then. Now that's probably a steal.
Well, that's a whole different other issue of, like, artificial inflation and, obviously, like, people wanting the sets and that just adds to it with the secondhand market value. Yeah, that's, like, yeah, goofy.
It's also, I think it just comes down to the fact is that, I think also Brutaka just had a lot more smaller pieces, which probably allowed him to be sold that way, too. Where Tahu definitely had a lot more chunky pieces, I would say.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you also do have to incorporate the fact of, like, how, like, at that time, they were making CCBS on, like, the regular. So, with those Brutaka pieces, they had to, like, go out of their way to make recolors for some of those smaller pieces that they maybe didn't have before.
Yeah.
So, there's also that, because, like, a lot of those Tahu... What, was he a Uniter? Oh, no, Master. It was a Master. The Tahu Master, a lot of those pieces that he had were pretty, like, along the lines, like, standard Hero Factory parts that were on Hero Factory sets, like, pretty recently before. So, I don't think it cost them much more to create an extra few versus with, like, Brutaka, like, making... I mean, they made new molds for Tahu as well, but they also had to, like, recolor a lot of old stuff that they didn't have before. And also in 2006, they introduced a hell of a lot of new molds as well. So, yeah, it was unique how they priced them back then. But, yeah, it was just a different time.
But, yeah, no, it was also back when, like, Lego actually, like, made, like, an entire new system for every Bionicle wave.
Yeah. Which was cool.
Which... It was cool, but I think that also kind of led to Bionicle's downfall.
I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, 10 years is a pretty good run for any toy theme, but, like, yeah, I think it ended pretty naturally, because they, contrary to belief, like, people like to push the narrative that Bionicle was, losing interest because of its story. It's like, it wasn't because of that. The sales were still quite good. And all that.
I really think
they ended it on a high note to maintain its reputation.
I'm definitely more in the camp of what killed it was higher ups hating the fact that they had to make new molds.
Yeah, I don't know, because then they did Hero Factory, and they did kind of like the same thing for the next.
Well, they had to make the new molds, but at least like it was a lot more standardized.
Yeah, I guess once they introduced CCBS, yeah.
Because like, okay, how many of those molds were used on Marvel or Chima sets? A lot. Versus Bionicle, which also didn't really have a great aesthetic to work with system. It's like, I don't know if you've ever heard, like, also debates of, like, because there's, like, a lot of people out there that, you know, when they see a Bionicle piece, they go absolutely insane.
I've heard that, yeah. I've never seen it. Like, I've only seen it, like, once in a comment section on Lego when they did the Madanui unboxing, and you have some guy... that looks like a soy jack and incarnate as a person He was like, not real Lego. And it's like, it has Lego logo on it. I don't know what to tell you, but, yeah, that's just goofy. But I haven't actually seen like videos about it, but I'm sure it was a lot more prominent back when.
Well, because I mean, a good example is because it was really more of that 2000 and I'm gonna say 6 to 2010, actually, I would say era.
When they stopped calling Bionicle like Lego.
No, no, no. When like people complained about like Bionicle parts being when Bionicle was definitely invading system sets.
What do you mean by invading one?
So like, okay, good example. Exoforce had a few Bionicle parts used in it, even though I do think a lot of the Bionicle integration of those sets was fine. It did what it needed to.
Mm.
And it didn't clash with the aesthetic.
Right.
Because like the thing is that Bionicle parts compared to a lot more general system parts tend to be a lot more detailed, and I think that's what some people didn't like about them.
Yeah, that they had too much detailing. They were too specific or something.
Well, and then they were being used as like parts and system sets.
Hmm.
Like I know there's some people that good example Mars Mission, they used a lot of Bionicle parts, and I know there's people that don't like the part integration into those sets.
I don't know, like, at the time, like, as a kid, like, were, like, AFOLs complaining about that? Or, like...
Definitely, it's more of an AFOL kind of complaint.
Yeah, like, that's stupid, especially when they're, like, play sets. Like, that's goofy. That was such a dumb thing for people to complain about. That's, like... I don't know. I think that's, like, kind of uncalled for. There's just as, like, a complaint. Because they're play sets, and I think they made sense. Like, as a kid, I was like, yeah, these are cool. And they made unique molds for Mars Mission, like, with the little tubes that they had for the aliens to go through and all that. I'm not sure if they ever...
Which I was actually... Those were remade... Or, those are from Life on Mars.
Oh, they were? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Which... I'm definitely in more of the camp where I think Life on Mars is probably the better theme versus Mars Mission.
Yeah, okay.
But, like, I think I'm also... I kind of realized Mars Mission, and also I think a lot of the bigger sets were the better sets. Because, like, I know that there was a recent R Slugger video where you kind of complained about the sets, and I fundamentally disagreed with it. Because, like, okay, you tried all the small sets, but, like, what happens when the small sets, aren't really the main attraction that people like to praise?
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Let's check chat.
Which, I mean, I actually kind of found it interesting how one of my favorite Lego designers worked on Mars Mission, and I think he only made one set, but, like, still, like, one of the better sets, I would say, in the lot. And that would be Mark Stafford.
Collector said, I like the G2 Toa, but I feel like they should have been 15 instead of half of them being 15 and the other half being 20. Yeah, that was also a little bit weird. I kind of understood why they did that, but I also feel like, yeah, like their Toa, they should be more, like, unified.
But I also kind of liked how they definitely had unique kind of body shapes in that sense.
Yeah,
Nua
I mean,
has
still
more
do that, like, without, like, having to add more parts to it. Like, I feel like there's a way that, like, I just feel like with the amount of unlimited things that you can do with Lego, that you could definitely give them different body shapes without, like, adding more parts to it. Like, you just have to choose different parts and all that. That's what I feel. But, I mean, I like the variety in Toa. I think that was really cool. But, yeah, I just remember that, like, when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's just how I felt when I was a child. But now I probably wouldn't really complain. Can you two roleplay and pretend you are in Vichy, France during World War II, and you just learned Paris was recaptured by the Allies? Maybe later. Oh, so this isn't a Cal and LOF stream. We're not as chaotic here. But, perhaps. There we go. Yay. Alright. Oh, man. You got any plans for today?
It was just mostly video editing, and I guess finishing up my or just doing some painting for my Warhammer stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Because that's what that's honestly a recent hobby I've gotten into. Because you know, I kind of realized I needed to do a lot more social stuff besides just kind of staring at a screen all day. And honestly, there's just nothing better than, I guess, going to a hobby store and meeting other nerds to talk about nerd stuff.
Yeah, you don't really see that a lot anymore, eh? At least, like, when I go.
I actually, because at least, like, I think I have, like, a pretty big Warhammer scene, I would say. In my area. But there's also, like, a big card game scene, too.
Yeah, like, I know there was a Magic the Gathering, little meetup thing that was pretty close to me. I'd always see, like, the same guys there, so I don't know if they knew each other, like, outside of playing, but, they were all, like, comic book shop workers, so when they're supposed to be, like, working and organizing stuff, they're just all playing Magic the Gathering. But, yeah. Yeah, like, I'll go to, like, Vancouver and, like, the comic book shops there, and, like, there's not really, like, a social scene. Like, everyone's pretty, like, focused on what they're doing, but I guess it's just more so city life, but...
Because I'm not even really in a city area. It just happens to be that where I live happens to have a strong tabletop and card gaming presence.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, because that's also one thing I hated, because I wanted to try and join the lug in my area, but where I'm located, it means I would technically have to, like, travel a ferry, even though... travel on a ferry to actually go to, like, lug meetings, even though it literally has the name of my state, but it's in another state.
Oh, that's goofy. Yeah.
Oh my... Also is very much, I guess, is that...
Can you make Black
Wait,
Yoshi's gun?
Is SML, like, a big part of, Callan's streams?
Oh, no. It's like an inside joke with, Oso and I. We watch SML sometimes. We used to watch it.
Okay, you want to hear how old of a fan I was?
Oh, yeah.
I remember when Mama Luigi died.
Yeah, no, same. I just got the Kelly Toy plush for him, like, a few days ago. Like, on off eBay.
Like, oh man, that's something I definitely, like, if you weren't there, like, I feel like some people just could not understand.
Yeah.
And then it's, like, also, like, coming back as, like, 'cause I remember back, like, when I was in, like, junior high, I just remember going back and watching, like, the new stuff, and just kind of being fascinated with how, like, the videos changed.
Yeah, his style definitely evolved because, I'm blanking on stream, but, like, on Discord, I was, like, giving Oso the whole, like, SNL history and all that, but, yeah,
I mean,
like...
I'm just sad that we're never getting the movie.
Yeah, I remember when he was making that. That's just a whole, like, that was a whole shit show. And then also with Nintendo getting involved with his channel, he was like, yeah.
And then, like, I think the worst part is that I think he did irreparable damage to his friendship with the guy who played
Zeke.
Mama Luigi, Zeke. Yeah, wait.
Yeah, he just ghosted Zeke. Like, what happened with that?
Hold on one second.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, Also, I don't know if I can make that sound effect just because it might come across as racist, so I'm not gonna do that. But I can do the best I can with the version I can do, which is like pop, 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 pop. I hope that sufficed a little bit. I guess it's okay if I do it because Lance is also white. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, it's crazy, crazy. Oh, you're behind the... Okay, never mind. Okay. Just wait for it. Alright. I always forget the stream is, like, behind, like, a good amount. Yo, type 1 in chat if you're still here. Yeah.
But man, yeah, it was just crazy what happened to with the SML movie.
Yeah, because like that, like when they were making that was like when I was paying attention to them again. So I was kind of like following like what they were doing, but I feel like they would just stage drama and just do a bunch of, I don't know. They started to do a lot of weird, questionable stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like the movie was just like it was a fun idea for them at first, but then when they realized like what they were doing, they were like, it's not worth it. We'll just keep making the content that we're doing. And then as soon as Nintendo came along, to be like, all right, we're not letting you guys use the Mario characters anymore, or at least that's what they say. Then that was like their excuse. But I feel like even if Nintendo didn't intervene, they still would have never publicly released it. I like RR Slugger, but I disagree with almost all his LEGO hot takes other than the Tometru being overrated. Collector, are you behind on the stream? I hope not. But,
Might be.
Yeah, just to let you know. Anyone remember Shrimpo Hunter? Okay, I guess he's not that behind. Yeah, Shrimpo Hunter, yeah. My brother was obsessed with Shrimpo Hunter. It's so stupid.
Oh man, I remember, man, those videos were... It's such a weird, like, thing to just think about, like, classical SML.
That was just, like, the state that, like, whenever, like, I kind of think, like, oh, yeah, that was, like, SML humor, like, that was just kind of, like, how the internet kind of was back then, with, like, that type of weird, out-of-pocket humor. Like, I don't know. Like, where everyone just loves it. Because, obviously, now, like, if you say you like a certain thing, it might be considered, like, problematic, but that stuff was just, like, funny, and everyone loved it at the time. It was just, like...
Oh, man, because, speaking of, like, YouTubers of a similar vein, one of my all-time favorite YouTubers was, Jaller.
Oh, yeah, Jaller, yeah.
I mean, at least, that series ended on a pretty solid note.
Yeah, I never got around to seeing the ending of it, but yeah, I remember when they said that they were going to end it, and then I was like, aw, but yeah.
Oh, no, because they made the ending movie, and it's, like, pretty solid.
Yeah, oh, that's cool, that's good. The Toa Metro are the best Toa aesthetically? Yeah, I agree. I really love their aesthetic. I love their shoulder armor. I just love their look. Like, they just look like... They look like what Toa are kind of described to be, or like what you would think a Toa is. Like, that's what kind of comes to mind for me. But, obviously, like, the sets themselves, like, they got some issues, but I think they really nailed that silhouette, like, really, really well. But, yeah.
They have a great silhouette, I would agree.
Yeah, they just look very heroic, like, when you look at them, but yeah.
I think it's just more of my issue with just playing with the toys, like, they just kind of feel a little awkward.
Yeah, like that. I can agree with that, with, like, the posability. I remember trying to do stop motion with them back then. It was a little bit tough, but before we had all these illegal third-party molds to play with, like, but yeah. Yep, I agree.
I think at least one thing that was good is that I think we did at least get a remake of Toad's Mistake.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
During that that era.
Yeah, I rewatched that.
I just said that was the only footage that like came back.
I know. Yeah. I like that they added new buttons onto Mama Luigi's overalls because the old ones were like so like scratched.
No, I thought they
off,
bought.
like
I thought they bought a new one.
I don't know, because if you go and watch that video, like, there's some, like, felt or something on top. So I don't know if they bought a new one, because that plush is so rare and expensive now that, like, you can't really be too picky with, like, the condition of it, where maybe they just tacked on new ones, but...
No, I remember, like, a video explicitly of, like, a vlog video where they bought a new one, and it was, like, a big deal that they have it.
Was the old one, like, Zeke's or something?
No, I think it was just to get one in better condition.
Oh. Yeah, I guess, but... The old one still looked pretty good the last time they used it, aside from the buttons, but yeah. I could see them just buying a new one. They're buying, like, Lambos and shit, so... Kelly Toy Luigi... Fuck. Kelly Toy Luigi should be no problem.
I mean, that's how you also knew Logan was truly something else when he's buying Lambos.
Yeah, I remember back before he had, like... It was, like, right around when he got, like, 9,000, like, he bought, like, a... Oh, like a... It was a Chevy. It was a... It's the same kind of car that Bumblebee has in the Bayformers films. I forgot the car. Camaro. Yeah, he had a red Camaro. It was, like, the red version of Bumblebee. As a kid, I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you afford that? But, like, yeah, I don't know. And that was back before he was making, like, big money. Like, he was always making money off YouTube, like, as soon as he basically could, but, like, yeah. There's only one Jeffy plush. That is true. Like, there is kind of, like... I don't know, like, how the original one got made, and I don't know the reason, like, why they can't, like, replicate it, but I think that is, like... There was something in a vlog that sort of implied that, like, that plush is, like, a one-of-one, that they can't really, like, replicate it in the way that would make.
So when it comes to the Jeffy puppet, I think what happened is that the person who made it just can't recreate good ones.
Oh, I see.
So that's just kind of like their best plush.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, because I remember in that vlog where Chili was pranking Logan. It's like the Jeffy plush was like destroyed. And he was like. Like, he was losing his shit. Like, he was fucking mad. Like, it was... I don't know if that vlog's still up. Like, it's actually kind of, like, crazy. Like,
yeah, no,
I've seen that one. That's one of the few vlogs where I'm like, okay, this one's not staged. Because there was a lot of vlogs where I was like, okay, this is, like, BS or whatever. But, like, there were some I was like, okay. But this was like, okay, no, he's mad. Like, he was going crazy. Alright. Let's go through here.
I mean, there's some videos that they made pranks, and then the pranks just end up going, like, just backfiring, like, horribly.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the backfiring ones may have been, like, staged.
Like, you know, there was one with Chili's brother where, like, he ended up attacking him for... I can't remember what he did.
It was the Sonic plushes
like,
being cut up or something?
No, because there was... No, because I think Chili had, like, 2 brothers, I think.
Oh,
Tito and the other
brothers. One? I don't know I know Tito, I don't know the other one.
Well, the other guy, I think his entire shtick is that he wore, like, those, the shirts with, like, the pink whales.
Oh, okay.
And I think they made a video where he pawned off something of Logan's, and then Logan just completely attacked him.
Yeah, I don't know. See, like, that feels... I haven't seen the video, but, like, that sounds like it could be fake or staged or something.
Well, and then there was the recent drama where I guess Logan's most recent girlfriend broke his Rolex and, like, also attacked him?
That was real. That was real. He was dating yeah, she was a... you can say this on YouTube. He was dating someone that either was or is currently still is, like, a stripper, and I think she had some issues going on, and him and her had some weird, like, it was a weird dynamic. It was, like, she was just going... She needed, like, medication, I'll say that. Like, she was going crazy. But I don't think he's an angel either, so I don't know. There is some weird shit going on, but now he's back with the old girlfriend, so I think he's married to her now. I could be wrong on that, but...
Well, I don't know, I think they're in, like, a weird, like, on and off kind of, like, together. They have a child together.
Oh, they have a child?
Yeah, I think him and Chili, they have a child, if I'm correct.
That's crazy.
Because I know, there is... I know you can look up like some of the recent like drama, like Oso. Because I know that was kind of like I just was seeing it on the. I just remember watching it in like a Discord server with like a few people and just kind of like being like, man, I remember when this stuff was like normal. And then it's also weird because then you also have like the guys that like the orbiters, where it's like these are just like Nintendo fans that just like the videos,
Yeah.
which is I think like the funniest part because it's like, because you know that like stereotypical like cargo shorts Nintendo fan, you know, faded Zelda shirt kind of meme.
Yes. Yep.
I think it's just funny when you have like these people having to make videos because they happen to be fans of this guy's. Well, let's be honest, his more classical work.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen any of his new ones of like the copyright-free characters, but yeah, like
Yeah.
it's basically the same dynamic. The characters act the same, but I've seen clips on Instagram that are pretty funny that like play on like the hey, we gotta be careful, like because they introduce like Marvin's brother, Larry, and he's like saying like, oh, you know what we should do? We should go get some matching overalls and like some hats with like our initials on them. And then Brooklyn guy's like, no, we're not doing that. And then he says like a bunch of other things that are very like Mario references. And then Brooklyn guy's like, listen, we're on like thin ice here. We can't have this guy around. I don't know what happened in the video, but that was pretty funny. That actually made me laugh. But that was a bit more like clever South Park-y kind of humor.
I think my issue is that I just don't like the character designs.
Yeah, they do look pretty ugly. Like in a bad way. I don't mind the ugly looking characters, but it's just like, yeah, yeah.
They're hard to look at, kind of ugly.
Yep, yeah, I agree.
Like, especially when it comes to, I think, Junior and his friends.
Oh, yeah, they look really ugly. They look rough, like, I don't know. Like those designs did not translate well. Like, Marvin translated, like, alright, you know? But, yeah, Junior and... Yeah, those ones didn't translate too well.
Yeah,
Logan...
What the hell did they rename Bowser?
I don't remember. I've never seen their version of Bowser, post Nintendo. Let's see what Oso said. Logan is allowed to date other women as long as they don't get pregnant.
Lego Star Wars.
Yo, is this Evander Jones?
Jones'
Gaming?
Lego Star Wars. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I saw the streams going on. I'm good. I'm just hopping. I saw the stream was on. I booted up my computer, so I was like, why not hop in?
Yeah, anyone can join. Anyone can join.
Noted. Cameo time, dude. Bro, let's see.
Yeah, no. Super Mario Logan drama is like the wildest stuff ever because you also gotta remember this is in context of like Nintendo fans.
Bro, why didn't that guy give EDP the tickets to the Super Bowl like he promised, though? Bro, he said he would fly him out of the Super Bowl. He didn't send him, dude.
Yo, wait, Evander, do you know who Super Mario Logan is?
Yes, he hired... Bro, vaguely. All I know about him is that he... All I know about him is that he... I mean, I actually know a lot. But he hired EDP, like he did, and then he didn't send him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he was gonna
I
fly
don't know why he
him
didn't do that. That was weird.
Yeah, it's messed up, bro. What the hell? Why would you do that, bro?
Yeah, why would you lie to him like that? It's weird.
Yeah. Maybe he sent a picture of his poop and he didn't like it, so he's like, never mind.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of YouTube drama, did you finish the Hassan Piker stream?
Nah, I've been scripting video all day. So I hopped on to get that done. Cause I was scripted on my laptop, so I don't have to leave my fucking bed. So that's been my day so far.
Hassan Piker, I'm coming for you. I will kill you. In the ring? No, in real life. I will kill you.
Yeah, that's actually
my genuine reaction.
I don't want to do the public Sam Hyde endorsements. No,
definitely not.
That is like that's just a funny ass clip.
It's a funny clip. Sam's funny, but yeah, you can have your opinion about him.
Yeah, he's like
funny.
Yeah, my opinion's like a schizo nut job. I'm not a fan, but like that in a vacuum, that clip is objectively like funny.
I mean, I feel like you kind of have to follow like a lot of the rules when you deal with like I guess with Sam with like a lot of the more I want to say the lolcow people, where it's like you gotta watch them from afar, and that's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's just like I do think like I think he's like a bad person. You know, like that's my
oh yeah,
like,
no, that's
opinion.
like
Yeah. So I don't want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, and
it's,
it's so
you
easy
can be a
to.
fan of somebody and also
Yeah.
just admit that like yes, you know that they're a horrible person and like
Yeah, and it's like I wouldn't even call myself. I wouldn't even call myself a fan. I just don't want to get lumped into like. I mean,
Yeah.
not that I think my channel's gonna blow up, but I don't want to be on record of people. Be like, he's a Sam Hyde fan. Like I'm not. I think. For what I could say about him is, he created one of like the like all-time classic YouTube videos, like that fake TED Talk he did where he lied
Yes.
and got in. That's an all-time classic. Like that is.
My
Like TIE
favorite
Fighter
thing, I think-
just took one for the team on your gameplay.
my
By the way, I'm
my
watching.
absolute favorite one. I think my favorite thing he did was the brony dating game.
Yeah, dude. See, I don't even know what that is. I know it's big
That
stuff,
one-
but like I knew he's
what
doing
happened
fish
with that
tank.
one is that one's like kind of lost media.
Mhm.
So like he made a fake dating like brony dating game, and like I just remember of like a video, and so because this is also like part of the iDubbbz drama with him. Is that
Oh, is it part of like the
iDubbbz
documentary?
made a Kickstarter crap where I think that video is also like privated.
Uh huh.
Where Sam was you're seen on camera, and it's iDubbbz just like making fun of him, being like, this guy definitely did something. And because it's like the thing is that he made a fake game, and like he was really scared that Sam Hyde was really scared that he was gonna blow the prank.
Oh, okay.
And that was because I
makes
think it was
sense.
gonna be made for his show $1 Million Extreme, but it just never happened.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wonder
that
why
show
that show
goes.
got canceled.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I wonder why.
So the prank that like he was doing, it just kind of fizzled out, and it's kind of like a weird internet urban legends.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean that is kind of his niche. It's like schizo mysterious internet man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, especially with all the reportings of like shootings and stuff, and then like people will like troll the news
Say that it's
outlet.
him. It's so
they
funny.
just use him.
That's
like, it's
like
so-
that
I mean, what was
shit's
funny is
funny.
that well, because it's funny because because you have like a few people like that, if you know, because you have Wings of Redemption.
Yeah, of course.
And I guess a more classical one would be Eggy Eggman, if you know who he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which he's actually
Or
not
Airsoft Caddy.
he's actually no not what was it actually Eggy's actually from my understanding doing pretty solid. I don't think he's part of that his old edgy lifestyle anymore.
Hmm.
If you know
Yeah.
who he is, because he's kind of
Vaguely.
classical.
Vaguely. I know that he's doing his Lol Cow show now. It's like that fish tank one. I've never watched it. Like, that shit seems like... Loki almost seems inhumane.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you just
I
find-
agree. I
Like,
agree.
fish tank is like, oh, I'm gonna get a bunch of Lol Cows, like, mentally unwell people and put them in front of the internet 24/7. Like, this is kind of fucked
Yeah,
up.
no,
dude.
and honestly, from my understanding too, is I know like Jet Neptune, the guy who runs the show, is also not that good of a person too.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't be if you, like, associate closely with Sam Hyde is the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
That's
I know,
all, like...
at least like because I've been in like kind of some circles where like they talked about it and like
Yeah.
because I know like that one guy Eggy like flat out like flat out refuses to talk to him because he knows like people that have interacted with like Jet and they're not positive.
Yeah, well, that's just how you can't have that. It's like, I hate, I'm not a fan of iDubbbz, but, like, I actually do think, like, banning Sam Hyde from the event was the correct thing to do, because he would have done something weird. Like,
Yeah.
he was going to make a scene.
Yeah,
Like,
that was after the
it-
documentary too, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
exactly. It was way after the
I can
documentary.
understand why he did that. I
He, like,
I
banned him
don't know
from
if I
Creative Passion for, like-
fully agree, but like I can understand.
He was gonna do something negative at
No,
the
no,
event.
banning him like I think was just
think-
the right call.
I think that
Yeah,
could have been
he should
good
be
press for the
more-
event to get more eyes on it, to get more money for
Yeah,
charity work,
well,
which is something that
I know
Creator Clash doesn't do very well.
Well, I know people say that, but this. I know people say this is Creator Clash 1, which was successful.
Yeah,
But
I
the
know.
issue is, it's not about like raising money. That is about like, you will lose the most money by scaring away advertisers, and Sam Hyde will do that. He like if it's like, oh, this event is marred by a schizophrenic man in the audience
No,
doing some
like I
like
said, I understand.
methodically racist shit. Yeah, I think it was the right move ultimately,
Yeah,
but
no, I
like
for sure understand.
whatever. It's nuts. This is real Bionicle lore though. When's the Sam Hyde Bionicle coming out, dude? Toa Hyde, I think.
Toa Hyde.
Yeah, I think that's next
Makuta
month.
Hydrax. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Have his
Damn.
own Bionicle name. Now I'm inspired to make a Sam Hyde Bionicle OC.
Yes, that will definitely not upset anybody.
No, definitely not. Especially no one in the Bionicle community. Everyone would be like, "We love Sam Hyde." But yeah, no. No, that'd be... I might have to make that and then send it to some like Callan or.
I mean, that
IDFs or
sounds.
something.
It sounds like
Cage.
very much like something you send in private.
Yeah.
Let's see what Collector
Or make
said.
a whole video about it.
Collector said the SML post Nintendo lawyers Bowser stuff is of nightmares. Okay, well we don't know. I bet he looks ugly. And then the greatest fear for any YouTuber is ending up on the Chris Chan wiki. Yet don't do
Yes.
that. Do never
Yeah.
observe Christery. Do not become a part of Christery. Don't
Oh
do
no,
that.
I think what's one of the funniest things though is like I feel bad for there's like I don't know if you guys are ever part of the Transformers scene, but there's like
Yeah,
a
not
few
really.
YouTubers that I like that I think have technically ended up on the wiki
Oh yeah.
because Chris Chan was a fan of his or them, and
Yeah.
they would post comments like MGO.
I'm breaking the
MGO?
Star Wars canon right now.
Yeah.
I'm destroying Vader's TIE fighters. There we go.
Dude, I just got done with my 6-movie binge. It was tough.
Oh yeah, you did
Well,
the
not
machete order, right?
Yeah, the Whitwer one. Yeah.
Yeah, without Clone Wars is they used to call it the machete order. I think he
Okay.
got inspired by them. That's what kind of used
To
to
do,
call it
yeah.
before, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I did. It was. It's good. It works really well. But 6 movies back to back it's
yeah, that's
rough.
rough. That's rough. Even if they're all
Brandon-
like, yeah.
Brandon dumped out after Revenge of the Sith. So I
Oh,
watched
he
Return
couldn't
of the Jedi.
watch. He couldn't watch Return
No.
of the Jedi.
Nah, he just. Dude, I wrapped that shit up at like 2 a.m. and he's been waking up early for work, so that's whatever.
Oh
but,
yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
But I binged them all. Yeah, it's good, and that's I would have done it today, but you know he's working today, so we wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah.
I think my most controversial Star Wars opinion that I keep telling
Uh-oh.
people and people
Oh,
just seem
boy.
to hate me for it.
The stream's
I
about to
don't-
get a bunch of dislikes.
Bro, I'm about to
I
dislike
don't,
it.
I don't like the ending fight of Revenge of the Sith.
Let's go. Actually, I'm not gonna say it because hold up.
No.
I'm low key partially on your side. Funny enough, Ben, I got on here to record a video, and I'm going to be tier ranking all the lightsaber duels in 1 through 6.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
I think the best one is Duel of the Fates.
Okay, get out of here, bro. All right, you just he was on to Ben. He was cooking for 30 seconds, then he went back and ruined it. What do you mean?
It's funny because
think-
everyone here has different Star Wars opinions. Like no one's like along the same
So
lines.
like my favorite Star Wars movie is the original. I think it's just the most solid movie.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Then Empire Strikes Back.
Okay,
And
that's,
then I'm
that's
like a
correct.
weird person who like I'm not gonna lie, I have a weird taste where like I kinda like the Phantom Menace.
Evander
buddy.
is steaming right now, bro.
That's my Here, let me explain real quick. I have like the most severe love-hate with the prequels. Like I hate them so much because I think they disrespect everything I love about Star Wars. But I enjoy watching them, so I like watch them all the time.
Like, I don't know.
I don't
There's
know.
just something I just like Liam Neeson in the movie. There's just something about the movie I like.
That's like again, there is something about it I like too. I don't know what it is. But I know what I don't like.
think it's also more the fact that the movie uses a lot of practical effects.
Does it?
Yeah, no, because this actually has the most.
You're talking about
practical
Phantom
effects.
Menace? Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does out
As
of
mu-
like I guess out of the prequels.
You
Yeah, I
should,
guess.
you should
I
watch the
no,
behind
I
the
mean-
scenes. Like you'd
I
actually
Yeah,
be
no, there is.
surprised.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah, that one does. You're right.
And
You're
here's
right.
the thing: is my personal favorite like style of like practical effects is when, or effects wise in general, is when CGI enhances practical stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it should be used for. To enhance.
That's-
Like I hate.
Yeah.
Like that's also one reason I definitely hate the way the next two movies look, because they really, I just kind of stare at them
Yeah.
and they do.
Okay.
I don't think
I-
they look that
All right, pause,
No.
real quick. All right. Do I skip Hoth battle?
No, you have to do it. You can't.
Fuck.
This is. You have to do
It's
everything.
been 2 hours and I only just completed New Hope. Like this is crazy.
Bro, I know that one's long as fuck, right? I did that on
Yeah.
my stream. My stream was like 2 hours.
I completed the prequels in 2 hours. I thought I'd be done by now.
That's what happened on my stream, bro. No, Ben, get your ass.
I
in
know.
there.
Oh no, it's delayed for you. It's delayed for you.
Oh, okay. Because on mine you walk back out. Okay.
Yeah. That's when I asked the question. Yeah, I'd like
shit,
to
yeah.
solve the puzzle.
Like
Yeah.
self-puzzle. But I was to say, I will say, I give slack to the this dude keeps backing in and out. I give slack to the prequels on the CGI because as of in current day, doing CGI feels lazy, right? Because
Yeah.
it feels like. But back then in 1999 and the early 2000s, it wasn't like doing that much CGI was an undertaking. So I respect that. I'll leave it alone. I think it
But I would
hasn't
say,
aged
like,
well, but I
yeah,
respect them for trying to push the boundaries of like.
Yeah, like I
film
think from
tech.
certain angles, like I guess from a historical perspective, it's like whatever. But like,
Yeah, but I don't think it looks great. I do agree. I think it ended up harming the movie, but I respect them for like trying to innovate. Because like
it's
2
kind
and
of
3
like,
are rough to look at sometimes.
It's kind of like going back to like an old PlayStation 1 game.
Yes. Oh my god, I was so in 3 with Brandon when they're walking through the Jedi Temple, Brandon was like, if you removed the Jedi from this scene, this would look like a screenshot of a video game, like a PS3 game.
Yep.
It literally does. I was like, yeah, if you removed all the characters, took a screenshot, this would be like in a Game Informer article, like here's the new Revenge of the Sith game on PS3. I don't know, but I want to go back because you're talking about the Duel of the Fates. So I guess I'll spoil some of my video. I won't do too much, but in my video, what I want to go over is in Star Wars. I think a lightsaber duel is like 60% the meaning behind it and the characters' involvement and their investment, and it's like 30% the choreography. So
And
my
for me,
issue.
it's kind of the perfect amount for me, I feel.
Well, because here's the thing. Star Wars is a space opera, right? Like, it's a
Yeah.
Shakespearean play. If I sent you back in time to watch Romeo and Juliet, and you saw Thailand, I can't remember, fighting Mercutio, would you be like, oh my god, bro, why isn't he doing any backflips, guys? Ridiculous. It's like, no, because the
No,
duel...
I actually agree with you in that, because that's my entire issue with is that like to me I feel like the issue with the duel on Mustafar is that I think the emotions kind of get lost in the chaotic choreography.
I agree. That's my complaint for it, because I think that it starts
I think
out
the
quite
emotions
strong.
are there. It does, and that's the thing. The emotions are there, but like a good chunk of it should
It's
have
the
been.
middle. It's the middle chunk that goes too far, because it starts out really strong, and it ends strong when Obi-Wan beats him and he's confronting him. But my issue with the Duel of the Fates fight is ain't nobody knows who the fuck these people are. Like, and here's how I try to gauge if I think it's a good duel. I'm like, if everyone in this fight stopped fighting and talked about why they were fighting, how would it sound? If you were to do that in Revenge of the Sith, exactly. If you did that in Revenge of the Sith, they talk throughout that whole battle, the final duel on Mustafar. They talk the entire time. They have a lot to talk about. If you were to stop Darth Maul fighting Qui-Gon and have them talk, Maul would be like, "Why are we fighting?" Like, I don't know who you are, but you have a red lightsaber, and you have a green one, so we have to kill each other now. And so that's why. But
they fight because
I
of
think it's
religious reasons.
Yeah, they fight over religious reasons. I don't know if you saw my review for A New Hope last night, but I was like, that one guy on the Death Star tells Darth Vader, he's like, "Your sad devotion to that ancient
Yes.
religion." I was like,
Yeah.
would Imperial HR fire him for like religious persecution or whatever?
For sure, for sure. But it's
They'd be like,
okay because
"Listen, buddy."
Vader's just the enforcer. Those guys are up above him. I mean, like HR could get involved, but they got more power. So Vader's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to risk my raise
And then,
this year.
I mean,
So.
at least emotionally, I think the best fight is probably the what was it? The final fight. I feel.
In Return
Final-
of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the Star Wars duel. That's the one. Literally the entire story of both trilogies, Anakin's trilogy and Luke's trilogy, actually comes to a head. Like you get the ultimate confrontation
Yeah,
of
that
like
one's my favorite
all the
fight.
themes. It's so awesome. It's such a good fight. Everything
Because, I
just
mean-
comes together.
Because the fight doesn't go on for too long where you're like,
Yes.
can we like end this?
Because it does a good job of cutting back to the other other finales like Lando
I feel like
and
the
Han
entire
and
thing is
Leia.
that the emotion, and because I know this is definitely being parroted from like the RLM review, but I do 100% agree with them.
The RLM
Is that,
review was
like,
goated.
Oh yeah, no, because I think because I agree. It's like the fight starts off strong. I think the emotions are there, but like halfway through that fight, you go, "What's happening?"
They're like riding robots over a river, a lava river, and it's like, all right, what's happening again?
And,
I
like,
completely agree.
And I try to explain this to people, where it's like, okay, I want the fight to be like grounded.
Yeah, it's when they're running up like a collapsing pillar, everything's exploding. It's like too much. It gets too much.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
because like I feel like that's also part of the issue with a lot of the Star Wars movies. They have never had a fight scene that is so insane.
Yeah, right. That one went nuts for no reason. They spent like that entire movie is that fight. Like they spent like the most time making that fight.
Mhm. Yeah, all the behind the scenes for the other
Yeah,
films. It's like
yeah.
Attack of the Clones behind the scenes, Phantom Menace behind the scenes. For Revenge of the Sith, it's just like
It's just
Battle of the
duel.
Heroes. This duel.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's all they
just-
focus on.
It's
And I
just
think
the
that's
fight.
what's actually funny is that I think if they, because it's funny because I actually said that I preferred the Yoda fight scene because I thought that was a lot more grounded, and then suddenly somebody was like, oh, it was boring because it's because Yoda's doing all the little flips, and it's like, wait, what?
That one, yeah, I'm not gonna say where I put it. I don't think Yoda should have a lightsaber, but
That's also completely fair.
my thing is I put that one over Yoda's fight with Dooku sucks, but I put the Yoda Palpatine one
I was
over
talking
that
about
one.
Palpatine. I was talking about
But I was like, I put the Yoda Palpatine one higher up because at least they use the Force the whole time, right? Like at least he's trying to use the Force. In the Dooku one, Yoda uses the Force for like 1 minute, and it was like, all right, I'm giving up.
Yeah,
And
George
just-
is very
I think-
reactive to
I
that
think
feedback
for
from Attack of the
me-
Clones.
Good.
'Cause at least that's just one of those things where I feel like for me, I feel like the Yoda and Palpatine fight, it didn't go too crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't.
okay,
It doesn't.
It felt kind of logical. Okay, they're throwing the space chairs at each other.
Yes, I
Yeah,
like
like,
that. That
You're like,
they
cool,
use
like,
the Force
okay,
to
that's
throw
not
shit.
logical.
Yep. I agree.
It's not like, because that's just kind of my big issue with the Revenge of the Sith fight and why I don't like it is because it's just too crazy.
Yeah, it's
And
a whole
like,
bunch.
and that's kind of my issue is that I also compare it to a lot of anime fights to understand why I don't like that fight scene. And it's like usually in anime, in the animes I like at least, there's a reason why the over the top fight is that way. That's already been established in lore.
Yeah.
My big issue is that the over the top fight kind of comes out of nowhere and it's way too over the top, and like my brain just kind of
Yeah, you lose
Doesn't realize
focus
it's real.
on what's going on. I completely know what you mean. Yeah.
I will say, I think, but you know what I will say is that I think I definitely agree with that kind of emotional, connection because, like, I feel like, even though I would say that's my favorite movie, in A New Hope, I think that has the worst fights or the worst
Choreo-
lightsaber. Yeah.
In terms of choreography, well, I actually, after rewatching, and I watched it again today as I was scripting, I was like, the choreography's not bad. There's one unnecessary spin that looks too slow,
Yeah,
but it's a pretty standard
the Alec
lightsaber
Guinness
duel.
spin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm also like, how can you love Star Wars and the story and hate this? This is the final confrontation between Obi-Wan and
I
Anakin.
think that was also like one of my things is that when I first watched the movie, because I actually didn't grow up with these movies. So when I saw them like fresh on my 14th birthday, I remember watching that scene and being kind of disappointed because like, it's like I thought that they would have been a little more action packed.
No, I mean, I think it's cool for what it is. It was in the 70s. And again, it just does so well with like they talk the whole time and what they say has meaning, and I'm like, it all comes to a head here, and like I think it's meaningful that I think in like the grand scheme of it, it's Obi-Wan finally gets to confront Vader after years, and he technically in a way is responsible for the creation of Vader.
Well, he already
So
did that. He did that in a show on Disney Plus.
Stop. He finally gets to confront him. And Vader.
Don't you love how all of that was kind of retconned in the Obi-Wan show?
Shut up! No, I don't love it.
That Obi-Wan show doesn't fucking exist. It's so.
Yep.
That's like the one Disney Star Wars opinion I'll like be happy to wear a badge of. Is like that show is fucking dog shit. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
That show happened, and I remember like me and my one of my friends who's a huge Star Wars fan. I remember just being like, you can't bring back Darth Vader. Like, that kind of defeats the entire purpose.
Yep. But yeah, so what I was, my perspective on that fight and why I hate the Obi-Wan duel that they end up having in the show is that it's their first confrontation, and again, like Obi-Wan has been in hiding for almost 20 years. Darth Vader has had nothing but hatred for Obi-Wan for 20 years. So they finally meet. And Obi-Wan gets to confront this monster he partially created, and he, in this fight, ends it. And I think it's more powerful this way. He takes the revenge satisfaction away from Vader because he disappears and he becomes one with the Force. So he steals that closure from Vader.
I think that's also kind of funny because how much of that was also unintentional?
What do you mean?
Like, they're making the movie in the 70s. Did George Lucas actually have like all this like lore planned out?
Everything I'm saying is can be very well interpreted based only off of the lore in that movie, which is that Obi-Wan and Vader hate each other. They have been separate for 20 years. That's all you need to know, right? Like, sure, you get more of the backstory in there, but it's like the lore we know is like roughly 20 years ago, Vader and Obi-Wan had a confrontation. Vader got fucked up. Obi-Wan went into hiding. Vader killed everyone Obi-Wan knows. So he does have that hatred, and he takes it away from him. But also, and Obi-Wan does
I am back
even
from urinating.
Nice. But Obi-Wan also, because he is Vader's master, does hold some responsibility for creating him, even only if you're taking into account the OT, like even though the prequels didn't exist. But beyond that, he also takes that satisfaction away from Vader by giving himself to the Force. And he also finally atones for his part in creating him by like saving Luke. Because that's why he sacrificed himself, is to like give Luke time to escape. Yeah. So he kind of gets to make up for it. It's just like a good way to end that character's journey.
Yeah. Especially when you consider with him staying on Tatooine, looking after him from afar, and like not like raising him the way that he had to raise Anakin. He wanted him to have a normal life and all that. So
Yep. Yeah. So that's my opinion. I'm gonna probably go record this video. There's 9 duels to talk about, which is crazy because there's only 3 in the OT.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which ones in the F tier. Grievous Obi-Wan fight. That shit sucked balls.
Yeah, I always forget that one. I barely count that one as a fight. It's like...
Yeah, dude, I was watching Brandon, I'm like... Because we saw it in theaters too, like, dude, Grievous loses his arms in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's because Obi-Wan's like the the goat duelist.
The goat?
He's like
And
the
yeah.
goat defensive duelist, because Grievous is always like very like
He's like, I'm gonna wait my
You
fucking.
know, that's one thing I will say though, is watching the movies. There are a lot of characters that I think just get absolutely overhyped.
Yeah, I've always when I was a kid, I always loved Grievous because I was born like the year
'cause he's a
before
cool
Phantom Menace
action
came out.
figure.
Yeah, I was a kid. I thought he looked fucking sick. He had a cool voice. He has 4 lightsabers, bro. That's awesome. So,
And then he's another character that kind of dies like way too fast.
yeah, and then again to go back onto it. Who's Grievous as a character? I have no idea. This motherfucker came in out of goddamn nowhere. That is an issue with the prequels and then whatever. It's probably been talked about many times before. It's like, but I feel like not in this lens. All the villains in each movie come in out of nowhere, so it's impossible to give a fuck about them. Like, it ruins all the duels because the heroes don't know who they are. So it's like how...
Because I feel like... And also, that's also my one thing, is I'm also not really a Boba Fett fan, because, like, I kind of hated him in the original movie, just, well... in his original appearance, because, he did nothing.
Yeah, I think
in the original trilogy.
He has a horrible death, but he just looks so cool.
What I call it personally is, I just call it the Boba Fett effect, where he has a cool action figure, so everyone loves him.
Yeah, but like, I guess, yeah, I think it's like the issue is like Return of the Jedi massively drops the ball with him. He's just a cool guy who's there in like Empire Strikes Back, right? Like he's just a guy who's there and he's cool. It's like, oh, that guy's name is Boba Fett. You get one pretty cool line about it, no disintegrations line. It's like a little tiny thing, but then
and then I feel like
if they left it there, then that would be fine, right? If he didn't come back for Return of the Jedi, that'd be fine. Or if they gave him a good death in Return of the Jedi, that'd also be fine.
Well,
I feel like George tried to fix that with Dooku by making him like a fallen Jedi, and like I know like they do a lot of like telling and not showing with Dooku, where it's like, oh, Dooku wouldn't do that. He used to be one of us, like.
But it's like
oh, he trained Qui-Gon Jinn and all that. Like so I feel like he tried to do that, but yeah.
But I guess that's just more of an issue with George Lucas, where it's just like he just couldn't get the storytelling right.
I don't know. I feel like he did a good job.
Because I would argue probably Dooku, I would say, is probably like the better of the villains. I would say.
Yeah, because he's actually kind of likable as soon as he walks on screen. Because I love like his super obviously phony.
I mean, he's also
Christopher Lee, but I just love his obviously phony act. Where he's like, "Oh my God, this is unacceptable, Obi-Wan." I love it. It's so awesome.
Just imagine him as Sauron, and it still kind of works.
Yeah, you mean Saruman?
Saruman. Oh, Saruman. Damn it, Saruman.
I always, ever since I was a kid, the only way I can remember is Saruman. Saruman is the man.
I think that's like the funniest thing though. Is why did Tolkien go? Okay, we're gonna have 2 villains, and we're gonna give them like the same name.
Because he's the goat, dog.
Yeah, it's called subtle foreshadowing.
Yeah, there's one way. Saruman is the man. Sauron is the eye.
Yeah,
Saruman. Where was I going beyond that? But yeah, like I think Dooku's fine. Again, in terms of like horrible like setup for him as a character. Ooh, Ben, you forgot to fucking launch C-3PO. God damn it.
Yeah,
the horrible setup is like, here's what we know about Count Dooku. He trained Qui-Gon, and everyone's like, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool. And like the librarian is like sucking on. It's like, oh yeah, he's an esteemed man. He's so
the whole
cool.
It's like, yeah, Vader, horrible, evil cyborg monster that murdered everything in Luke's life and is responsible for every bad thing that happened to him. Yes. Murders fucking Ben Kenobi, killed his father, in Luke's perspective, doesn't know the truth. Is responsible for the burning of his aunt and uncle who raised him. He didn't do it directly, but he definitely ordered that shit.
I know. Everyone glosses over that. They literally got burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
Collector, by the way, you're really behind the stream if you're talking about Kenobi now. But yeah, just let you know, bro.
And then you have Dooku. Here's the context for his fight before you get to Dan. Here's the context for him. He's a pretty cool guy. He's a good guy. We all love fucking Count Dooku. Yeah, he's a nice guy. So, I don't know.
I kind of like him because I feel like in a weird way he's also like because I think that's like I think he's also kind of right in the sense that he sees that the Jedi Order is kind of fallen.
Yeah, but he's also lying because he's like he's also is like the Dark Lord of the Sith rules the Republic. We have to stop him. We can do it together. I'm like, you motherfucker.
I feel like he probably would have been a better villain if he also like didn't like start to believe in Sith ways.
Yeah, I think he's as it is fine. I think Dooku is a fine enough villain. I don't like to complain about it too much, especially like, and I don't like to count these because they're separating the movies stand on their own. But the Tales of the Jedi, he's awesome. He's so well done.
He's also
great.
like, he is so like well established in like the novels and like he's just all around like a fantastic character like within.
Yeah, I enjoy him. I think he's not. He's good in the movies, good enough in the movies. But before I go, you want to hear like a depressing thing I saw on YouTube?
Oh, okay.
About channel growth, career stuff.
Okay.
I started following this channel that was a very small one. It had less subs than me, and it posted a video about the Disney Robin Hood movie. And I saw what it was posted. It did okay, a couple hundred views.
The Robin Hood?
Yeah, Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about something recent. So.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, like the old. He made a video talking about the old Robin Hood Disney movie, right? It did alright, couple hundred views. I looked back at it like a couple weeks later, 686,000 views. Damn. So it popped the fuck off. It's on a film channel. Bro, the channel has not grown after. It's such a. I feel like, dude, if I was in that position, and this was 3 months ago, he's posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos since then. 2.4k views, 500 views, 900 views, 200 views, 200 views, 200 views, 70 views. Yes, dude, that would fucking break my heart, bro. Like, I feel so bad. Like, that, like, he got that 680,000 and was like, let's fucking go. Like, we're on, like, career
because he was
time.
that guy that, like, just had the random, like, Robin Hood video, right?
Yeah, but this is new. It happened 3 months, and it's a bummer because, like, if you look at his channel, his video, same thumbnail, same title type, same genre, same video length, and just for some reason not, like, it's not like...
You want to post the video at least in, like...
Yeah, I can send it. It's a bummer. It's a good video. It's, like, a nice, like, heartfelt video about, like, character exploration, and it's a really good video. And he's posted more good videos since then that are basically the same, and for some reason, like, his 5,000 subs just not watching it. So, kind of a bummer, because I saw it, and I was like, dude, me and Ben on the grind with stuff, it's like, bro, you could have a video that does big numbers, and you might, like, you're gonna be like, holy fuck, this is it, and it just genuinely just might not be. It's so fickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so actually, I'm just looking at my analytics. Yeah, no, honestly, like, re-uploading it was probably the best call, because, like...
Yeah, you gotta tell him what happened.
Real quick, where should I? I'll post the video. What channel should I put it
on? You put it in movies and TV or something.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, Evander, you should hear about the...
Yeah, let me know.
He got messed up by the algorithm.
Oh, fuck,
because I found out that, if you private a video while it's... after it goes public, it counts the video as live.
What do you mean is live?
Like, let's say, you ever schedule a video?
Yes.
Okay. So, you schedule a video, and it uploads. And then from there, it says, it tells you how long it's been live for, like, this many hours.
Oh, you mean a premiere. If you schedule a premiere.
Well, no, because premiere is different because that means, like, you actually can, like, have people text and chat.
And,
just when the video...
Oh, yes, like how long it's been uploaded for. Yes, I know what you mean. Like, my most recent one, it says it's been up for 4... for 2 days and 5 hours.
Yes. So I just made a 1,000 subscribers. Right. Well, actually, I've actually had this 1,000 subscriber special made for like 6 months. Actually, it's getting closer to a year since I started working on it, and I'm just now uploading it. But what ended up happening was I got really screwed because I accidentally uploaded it, set up at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh.
And so I privated it, tried to reschedule it. It just completely... It could barely get, like, 100 views.
Oh. So you just took it down and re-uploaded?
Yeah, because, like, actually, it was, Ben that was one that said it, because it was, like... and it was like, and it's actually kind of doing a lot better though.
Yeah.
Just 3
It's
hours
the
70.
TikTok logic of Andrew.
Yeah, I love
It
algorithm
has
logic.
70. It has 71 views. Like, I'm not expecting the video to do great because, like, I've kind of noticed there's a lot of people that just kind of watch me only for my Chima videos, and they just don't care what I have to say about anything else.
Yeah, that's a fear I have on my channel. Is so I try to mix up what I talk about a lot. I'm afraid of getting trapped in like.
And because the worst
That's
part
why I
is that
started
I
adding
literally.
Star Wars stuff to my channel, just to change it up a little bit. Just a little
I mean,
bit.
the
Yeah.
worst part is, I would say for me, is that like I only have so much like stuff to talk about when it comes to Lego Chima because it's like it's my favorite like system theme, but like it's definitely not one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
It just
I know
happens
what
to
you
be a
mean.
cool toy I wanted to make videos on because nobody else was talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Oh, that's the bummer of the fucking YouTube algorithm.
So I mean, I would say because like the issue was is that so the video was counted as live, and then YouTube just refused to send like people impressions.
Damn. Yeah, dude, that shit's a fucking. I never get it. Like my new video at 50
Okay,
views.
like what's funny
Why?
is that now the video is actually getting like a ton of impressions because like of the re-upload because it's almost at like 1,000 impressions, which even though it's funny because the click-through rate's actually way worse because the other one had a better click-through rate.
Well, there's probably some people that already saw the video, so they're not gonna.
So it's like kind of a
watch it
weird
again.
like situation where it's like I'm just kind of in a no-win scenario for this video.
Yeah, dude, my
Yeah.
click-through rate's at shit right now on this new one. It's at 1.7.
They're all my click rates are always like dog crap. I get pretty good impressions actually, but yeah, I mean like I don't know, like I do the thumbnail test thing, and I feel like my thumbnails are generally pretty good. So
Honestly, I did that once. I will never do it again because I thought it actually ruined the video impression.
I don't know. I feel like it works with me, and if your
Yeah, I'm,
video gets views fast enough, then I feel like it works really well.
Because I did that also on the Transformer video, where it had similar thumbnails. Completely like killed that video.
Yeah, who knows? The YouTube algorithm is a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make
I
the
mean,
video.
because
That's all you
at
gotta
least
do.
my
Just make
because
the
my most
video.
Yeah.
recent, not because my most I guess recent video that wasn't the 1,000 subscriber video, impressions wise it has 26K impressions and 3.3 click through rate.
Damn, yeah, that's what I'm usually stuck around. Is like around 3%. But I should probably get going. I need to record this video. I want to have it out today because it's May 4th. But
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. You should go do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grind this motherfucker out. Ben, when are we doing Toa Talk, bro?
So it's not well. Have you seen the movie?
That's true. I need to watch that shit.
Yeah,
Let me
watch the
know
movie.
when okay.
Watch the
I'll
movie
take
and we'll
extensive
do it.
notes.
Which movie?
Oh,
I'm
he's gonna
gonna-
watch Bionicle 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen this
Oh,
since I was a kid.
that's the best one.
Yeah, I'm gonna cause my channel I do like film essay things, I guess I would say. And I'm just gonna go on Toa Talk and just like
I see
Talk
all
about-
the
talk about
Robin
Bionicle.
thing. That's pretty
Yeah,
sad.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, he has
I know,
5K
dude.
subs too. He's got a lot of subs.
I know. Well, he got them off of that video because he had less than me before he posted it.
Mm.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm gonna go on fucking Toa Talk and talk about Bionicle 2 like it's fucking Citizen Kane. All right.
All right.
I'll be around.
All right. See you, bro.
I'll see you. Goodbye, goodbye, Ignition Zone family. Keep ignitioning on that zone till I Bionicle.
Yeah, for real. If anyone else that's watching wants to join the stream, voice chat on Discord, feel free to just join.
Yeah,
the
definitely
server.
give Brave New Slop, I guess, love.
Brave New Slot.
Because that's his name. That's his name.
Who? Oh, is that the 5K guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't see his name, but yeah, I saw the sub count.
No, because that's always the worst is when you get people that just kind of... What was it? Oh, that's... Because you get that one video that just blows up, and then, like, people just don't watch the next one.
Yep. That's how it rolls sometimes. You just gotta be consistent. That's just the thing. Just
You know what's
consistency.
crazy is that it looks like his... Oh, you know what it looks like the curse of?
What?
He had the one video did great. Everyone watched the rest of his videos, and then nobody stuck around for the new stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I guess so, but there's people subscribed to him though, so they should see his shit unless YouTube's just like not showing it.
It's a hard game out there.
Yeah, no, it's a tough game out there. It's all luck and chance.
I mean, sometimes when it comes to watching a new YouTuber, it takes kind of a while for you to actually start watching them.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Like I remember, because, you know, of course, because, you know, God forbid we find anything that's actually positive. I think I found you due to the what was it? I think it was because of was it the Magna Leak? I don't think it was the Magna Leak itself.
Was it the Duck Bricks thing?
It was the Duck Bricks one where, what happened? I can't even remember.
I made the video when I first did it. That was when I was talking about him leaking it. That was the first time I brought him up, and then I brought him up again when he posted his version of the context, which didn't make sense. A lot of it was like came across as
No,
like
because I don't
BS.
think it was. No, wait, no.
Was it the
No, I think it
favor
was,
being taken advantage of, or?
No, it wasn't. No, because I was already a fan of you at that point, and I watched
yeah,
a lot of
that's
the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was. Was it?
It had to have been like one of the Duck Bricks ones. I would
I
think.
guess it must have been the
Truth Behind G2, or?
the confidential one. Or
Oh, yeah,
the
Duck Bricks
Lego
Leaks
data.
Yeah, okay, that was the Toa Talk episode.
Or not the Toa Talk, but it was the
Yeah, it was the update
smaller
one. Yeah, yeah. That was the one where I covered Duck Bricks' because he gave an update like later that night, so I made the video on his update and kind of poking at the holes in it. But I mean, we got new information since then, and he honestly, like, that's definitely, like, at the time, like when I was talking about like how it wasn't. It's still his fault, but fell on more of like the responsibility of the Mask of Destiny team that was associated with him.
Yeah.
So like, and at the time, I didn't know if I was allowed to like say who it was, so that's why I didn't say it. But yeah, that was their fuck up and they're doing. But
It's a little weird, I feel.
it was just a whole weird situation. It was just gatekeeping and like weird, I don't know, weird shit going on. Like,
Yeah.
because there were some internal politics with the Mask of Destiny group. I don't mean to like
Well, and then it
talk
was
speak illy of another group
because I thought
right
it
now,
was when. No, because actually, wait, no, it wasn't that video. I thought you did a video where the stuff was taken down.
I mean the movies? That was later.
No, it was I swear I remember a video you talking about. It was right when I think like all the not the leaks itself, but like when Duck Bricks was told to take all of his videos down on the content.
Yeah, that was the update one.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I haven't made a lot of videos on him, but so it was only those two, and then there was the following one with the.
I mean, well, with the few people still in the bionicle community, I guess it kind of happens to be that way. Where like if there's drama, it's always going to be the same few people.
Yeah, no, I did get a bunch of new audience members from that, which I don't like that I did, but like that's just the way it
That's
is.
why
But they've
exactly
stuck
why I
around,
said
though.
like it sucks because it's like, you know, it's always that like weird drama video that makes the channel blow up.
Yeah, but I mean, like those people, they've stuck around and like they like my actual like positive content and all that, so I'm happy with
like
that.
good example. You know, I keep talking about RR Slugger because I remember explicitly it was his video talking negatively about the fact that Lego, stopped making trans neon orange, which is like one of my favorite Lego colors.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Which it also sucks because it's kind of an important color to Bionicle.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of like iStock colors.
Which now all the iStock colors are gone.
I know, that sucks.
Well, the major ones.
Yeah. No, I mean like Never say never. I mean, like, Lego can always bring those back. Like,
Hey, they brought back teal.
they brought back teal. Yeah, like it's always possible. So that stuff doesn't like really bother me as much as it would for a lot of people, just because I know like if they really want to, they can always bring it back. So it's fine. Like old purple is a color I think they should use, like the purple that's not like dark purple, like the old purple, like Onepu or Onepu.
Yeah, yeah. That Technic kind of color.
Yeah, like that.
Technic
That would be
purple.
cool to see.
Because
that.
like I think what's funny is that they didn't actually use a lot of it in bricks.
No, they didn't. No.
Because that was like a weirdly purely bionicle color. So
Yeah, it was used on minifigures a good amount as well, like the Harry Potter ones, and yeah.
yeah, and that was I mean, I guess they do have like the more modern purple, but like I know, I guess people don't like certain shades or this or that.
Yeah, well, like a color I wish they would bring back, but like they probably never will, is like Mata Green. Like Mata Green's like gone, I think.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay, I might have missed
okay.
something. So I thought one of the greens was like gone.
No, because you're talking more about like the stereotypical Lego green, right?
I'm talking about like Lewa Green.
Yeah, not lime, but like green.
Yeah, it's like more like a deep green.
Yeah, no, because what happened was that they no longer sell the base plates in green, and for a while I thought they were kind of getting rid of that green, which was like is kind of weird to me when you realize that that's like one of the first Lego colors that wasn't like a primary color.
Yeah.
No, but I think I don't know. I think what just happened is for a while they kept trying to push more of the bright green, but bright green is one of the worst I think Lego colors out there.
Yeah, I don't really like the bright green. The bright green's kind of like
I don't, and it's funny because I actually don't mind it on the Lewa Master set, but like I think for most things it's just way too bright.
Yeah, I don't think it works as well, personally.
But still, like it's like. Regular green, I think, is just like the best Lego color. And at least for green.
Yeah,
but no, because I don't think they're getting rid of it. I think just for whatever reason, for a while they just weren't using it like they used to.
Yeah, that's probably when I heard that people were saying that. People just jumped to the they're getting rid of it.
Well, because it also came right after, I guess, the destruction of both trans neon green and trans neon orange.
Yeah, that's true.
So like it's kind of a fair concern, but it's also like the colors do something different. But also Lego's kind of weird where they totally might just like let that happen.
Yeah.
Because Lego has a lot of decisions that I just don't understand. And I don't think anyone will ever understand.
Nope, definitely not.
So I will say, like, because I mean, I don't know, I guess going back to, Bionicle and why it was canceled, I definitely agree. I don't think it was necessarily the sets, but I do think it was more of the higher-ups not wanting it to be part of the brand identity.
Yeah, I guess so. Because I know that the reason why they kept it all around was, like, it wasn't necessarily because their profits were really high, but they kept selling so well. So they just,
yeah.
There was still money coming in. It was, like, it was enough money to continue
2004 and, 2004, like, that was, like, the only theme that actually made money?
Yeah, probably.
Or it was like that, or, like, 2003. Both those years, I'm pretty sure they were, like, the only time, like, I think those were the, like, even compared to Star Wars, Bionicle was selling better.
Yeah, it was. At the time, yeah.
But, I mean, I guess that's also... I guess that was a little bit before we had kind of... I don't know, would it be a renaissance of, like, Star Wars sales? Constant media?
I don't know. I know they got a big boom when Revenge of the Sith came out. and I know they got
And then
another
I
big
feel like the
when
boom
Force
kind of.
Awakens
I feel like
did.
the boom kind of never really. I don't know if it never really died out after Revenge of the Sith.
I don't think it did. No.
Because I
Good-
feel like it
yeah.
was in the early days. It was like they'd have the booms from the movies. Because then it's like you also hear people talk about how great like the '07 and '08 like Star Wars sets were. So
Yeah, that was like also like the launch of the Clone Wars. Like I remember they pushed the Clone Wars like crazy back then. But yeah,
I mean, I
that
remember
revenge hype was like crazy. I remember as a kid like seeing revenge stuff everywhere, like when that movie was coming out, and yeah, it was cool. It was a cool time.
Well, no, because it's just kind of I just find it funny because how like it's just in such a weird area right now compared to I guess other Lego where like because I don't know because it's like did the licensed stuff actually sell better than it does like compared to like today?
I think it did back when for sure. Like Star Wars sales. I mean, the thing is like
But it was also
there's more
based
Star
more on
Wars
when the
fans
movies were
now.
coming out.
I'd say if you wanted to like scale the audiences to be about the same, like if you wanted to scale things properly, then I think probably back then I think there was definitely a lot more Star Wars merch being sold, for sure.
Oh, I think there was a lot more Star Wars merch back then because let's be honest, I don't think Disney Star Wars really ever sold that well.
It sold well like initially, but like as soon as like the niche kind of wore off for a lot of people because it attracted a lot of new fans. You had a lot of fans like kind of not like pretending, but you had a lot of like new fans that were just like, we're new fans. I love Star Wars, even though like they...
Is that would you consider those the tourists?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're tourists. I probably should have worded it like that, but yeah. Force Awakens
Well,
attracted a lot of
I
that.
know the word tourist. I feel like this one kind of has a lot of negative connotations, but it's one of those words where it kind of describes certain people perfectly.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to be a tourist, but like, there's definitely some tourists where they act like they're not, and that's where I have a problem. You know, it's all good if you want to enjoy something, if you want to come for the ride. It's like guys that watch like the finals for like sports, you know. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, like if they just want to only watch the finals, but you might not watch the full season, but don't act like you know everything and all that, even though you haven't seen the full season.
Yeah.
Or at least you try to. But yeah. Yeah, that's just disingenuous things. I just don't fuck with that, which I think is a pretty fair opinion.
Yeah.
I gotta use R2. There we go. There we go. I think I'm gonna end the stream with Empire Strikes Back, and just because
That sounds.
fucking New Hope took 2 hours, which is insane, but yeah. It's been going on for a while. I'm running out of steam. I haven't eaten anything today aside from...
I still need to pick up the games on my PlayStation 2 one of these days.
Oh, yeah. Which games?
Oh, these ones.
What do you mean by...
Original
trilogy
and,
yeah.
It's like, honestly, I feel like I'm not really a big fan of, like, I guess, the games that, came after it. But, like, I kind of see the appeal of, like, the Lego Star Wars games versus, I feel like, the other ones.
Yeah, well, like, these are, like, classic Lego, and especially, like, with the fact that, like, they use minifigures from 1999 and such. Like, I think that's cool.
Yeah, they still kind of have that classical Lego game vibe versus, like, what came after.
I think that vibe pretty much ended, right when the Clone Wars game came out. Because Lego Harry Potter,
which is like, do people even care about like the Clone Wars game besides it exists?
No, a lot of people don't care about that. I like it, but I'm not like a huge.
Because I don't know, I think it's more of the issue was when they had to turn everything into Lego games.
Yeah, they became a drag after that. Like Lego Marvel is good, but I haven't replayed it in forever just because I like these ones more.
Yeah, because I personally. Oh, well, I'm not, like, the biggest Star Wars fan out there. It's like, yeah, no, I can understand, like, the love of, like, the first 2 Lego Star Wars games.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have a charm to them. Versus, I guess, I feel like the other games where I feel like they kind of lose a bit of the charm that they once had.
Yeah, the other games do not have the same kind of charm because they started to like kind of deviate from the style, which was good and bad, right? You know, like new gameplay mechanics is always fun, but yeah.
But at least I think Lego's actually, I think we might be getting more like weirder Lego games going forward, though.
Yeah, I could see that.
No, because like actually, no, because we're getting a lot more like actual Lego in-house stuff.
Yeah, because it's not just strict to Traveler's Tales anymore.
Because what was it? Because I know we had like, because I know there's one YouTuber who he made a remake of a Rock Raiders game, and now he got officially hired by Lego.
Oh, that's cool. I hope that happens to the Mask of Power team.
I mean, I think what the best thing that could happen for them is probably won't happen, but I feel like what if Lego just like sold the game, like
Yeah, they bought the game from them.
or well they got they get paid for their work, right? And then they get like a public release on Steam.
That's basically what happened with Sonic Mania. Like it wasn't exactly like the same game, but like they made like their own Sonic game and then they got hired to make Sonic Mania.
Because I think that's also where Bionicle could probably live, too. Is if they actually made like video games too.
Just the only problem would just be like they would have to, because that would kind of like suck with like the market, because like you would have more people getting into it, but they're not making any.
Then
more
you don't
sets.
have products.
Yeah, you don't have products. And now you're gonna drive up the prices
it's
of all
kind
the
of.
old sets
I feel
again.
like it would be like a worst case scenario. Like I think the Warhammer Total War games, where so that's a really interesting thing where they created these games right as they were killing off Warhammer: The Old World and replacing it with Age of Sigmar. So they had a game, but they couldn't like sell any products for it.
Yeah, that's
So it's
just
like-
the thing. That's just I don't think Bionicle can exist without like at the very least like a physical thing to go along with it. Like whether it's an action figure, or whether it's Lego or whatever. Like you
Yeah,
need something physical to go with it. Otherwise, you're gonna run into that problem. Because I would love like a Netflix show or something, whether it's CGI or 2D, with like the Minogue style, and they don't like talk, like there's like subtitles, like that would be really cool, or whether it's just straight up 3D animated like Miramax, or like there's so many story mediums for it that would fit perfectly, but I just feel like
I mean, the issue
fans
is
would
that Lego
suffer.
needs to sell products.
yeah, or like if they don't want to do it, then they gotta get someone else to do it, but they're never gonna do that because even though like they are pretty lenient with letting people do what they want with their IP, like they're pretty protective over it, so there's that too.
Lego's like honestly usually in like just the right protectiveness where it doesn't get kind of aggravating,
Yeah, I suppose,
but like you're still allowed to do stuff. Because what was there? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, because I think it also at least creates like a healthy, at the very least, fan film scene.
Yeah, they're not like Nintendo. Like fans can do like what they want with it.
Well, because I think that's something that will eventually bite Nintendo.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
in
no,
the
they're gonna
ass.
get backlash for it. Like,
Even though I'm kind of mad because it sounds like the Nintendo Switch sales did well.
that's goofy. That's the issue. Like, it's like the
'Cause
same
this
kind of my opinion with like scalpers. It's like I hate scalpers with all my heart, but like it's the people that buy from the scalpers that give them the excuse to keep doing it. So it's like,
But,
I like
I also-
Nintendo, but
I
like
also
they have
kind of
really
hope
horrible
I-
customer service and shit. But yeah.
I really hope what ended up happening was a bunch of scammers bought the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They're scalpers. And I really hope they get screwed.
I hope. I hope.
Because, like, I'm a big Nintendo fan, but it's like, I don't want to pay that much money.
Yeah, I don't like. I barely play like my Switch as it is. Like, I don't need to buy like the Switch 2 like anytime.
And I
soon.
think, because I think that's actually going to be their downfall, is that I just don't think the average person is going to buy a Switch 2.
Yeah, like I don't need one. Like I already got Smash. Like unless if you make a whole new like Smash game, or like you actually start making exclusives for it, which will happen. But like,
But, like, I also did question, you're spending $80 on a game, not even including DLC.
yeah, And like, I don't know, they
People-
should have saved like Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom for Switch 2.
But the issue was
probably.
they screwed up by really screwed up by announcing the game.
Yeah.
That was Nintendo's mistake, and I've noticed that's something they've been doing a lot more recently. They just don't announce games until like they're done.
Mm.
Because like I honestly, even at that, I still think that what was it? Tears of the Kingdom is arguably one of the more controversial Zelda games, I feel like, in recent years.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear much about it when it came
Well,
out.
because I have a friend who big Zelda fan, and me and him were kind of talking because I felt like the game, for 6 years in development, I feel like, and they reused a lot of the same assets. And because it's the same map, which I think that's the big issue.
Oh really? Yeah, that's.
If they
lame.
created a different map, I think it'd be different. But it's the exact same map.
Yeah, that sucks. That's stupid. See, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I want these companies to do well, because I want them to make good stuff, because I want to play good stuff, but this is just...
Except now you have rocks in the sky that you could walk on, or some other stuff. You know, I think there's an underground section.
Okay, so it sounds like DLC.
The game started as DLC.
Yeah, that's...
And
that's
then they
a classic
expanded
Nintendo
it.
move.
But it's not Mario Galaxy 2 where it started out as DLC. But was actually probably better off as its own game.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But I think it's just kind of that. It's just one of those big issues, I guess, with Nintendo overall.
Hmm. Yeah, it's an evil world we live in. I don't know.
I mean, I will eventually get a Nintendo Switch too, but like, I don't plan on getting it unless there's a game I absolutely need to get, and like, I don't think there's a game I need to get.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with...
Because like, I'm
not
also like, I'm a
playing
big Donkey Kong fan, and I'm not sure I like where they're taking Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, they're changing his design.
And it's like, but I like my rare DK, and I think they want to get rid of that.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Because I think the issue is Nintendo wants to just completely get rid of just rare Donkey Kong. Because Nintendo's also one of those companies where if they didn't make it, they kind of don't really care about it.
That's true, yeah.
Like, they had to create it from their own... You know, it had to be created by Shigeru Miyamoto, or they don't care.
Yeah. No, that's... Yeah. No, that sums them up pretty well. They're very, like, overtly purist that way.
Which, sometimes that can be to the benefit. But I feel like that's also just kind of how Japanese businesses tend to operate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we were talking about Sonic earlier, and that's kind of a good example where, you know, the Japanese, you know, side of things don't want to budge on stuff, and then it creates this really weird disconnect between, like, how the brand's actually viewed and, like, arguably where it's more popular, like in Sonic's case, where the American side of Sonic is actually more popular. Like Sonic was more popular
He's always been more popular in the States.
in America than Japan. But then it's like, okay, why don't you just, like, go more on the American side of stuff if that's the more popular stuff? And it's always so weird.
Yeah, they've had the same creators behind Sonic for a while. Except for Yuji Naka, he went to prison for, like, tax evasion or something. But yeah. Yeah, no, it's... I don't mind them, like, not including that other stuff, because, like... It's popular in the fandom, but it's not popular, like, with, like, the normies. So...
Yeah, but it's also because, like, the normies don't know about, like, what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, they kind of used to. I mean, like, you know, like, Sad AM and the comics were kind of, like... They were mainstream enough to the point where, like, you... Even, like, now with the IDW comics, you can, like, walk into a comic book store and see them, like, front row on the shelf. Like, people, like, know what they are. But, yeah, I guess people weren't, like... Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they would do in the games, but it'd just be kind of I think it's just too late. Like, it's too
Oh,
far
yeah,
down
no, 'cause
the
it's...
line. Like, like I said earlier, like, if you were gonna introduce those characters into, like, the mainline canon, then you should have put them in, like, Adventure 1 or something, or Adventure 2 even.
Oh, like, that was also still during that kind of more American-Japanese Sonic kind of divide.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's funny, because, like, on the American side of things, there was only Dr. Eggman as the only real human. And then Japan, it's like, oh, Sonic just lives in a world of humans, but...
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, overall, I prefer Japan's approach to it. Like, I think they
so
definitely
too,
nailed it.
truthfully. But I guess it also is probably because I was a huge fan as a kid of Sonic X.
They kind of combined the two in Sonic X, like because they started off with him in his own world, and they did the universal merge, which I thought was weird. And honestly, with the live action films, I don't like that honestly, they kind of kept that.
And you know what? That's also my least favorite part of Sonic X. We're never gonna get the Meta X again.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because like they were like a genuinely great villain faction versus what the Deadly Six.
Oh yeah, like they easily sweep the Deadly Six. Yeah, I definitely think like I really like Sonic X for the fact that they adapted the games. Like the fact that they did that is really cool.
Oh, because I love the Adventure 1 and 2 arcs as a kid.
Oh yeah, no, like the Adventure 1, 2, like those are my favorite by far.
Because that's actually how I like consume those stories. Is I never had a GameCube or I never had the games as a kid, so I just watched like those DVDs like on repeat.
I think I did watch them on Sonic X first, but like I did because they started to do like re-releases digitally on like the PlayStation 3 store, so that's how I end up. I got Adventure 1.
Well, I think I eventually got them on like the Steam.
Yeah, but like there's this in-between period where like they only had Adventure 1 and not Adventure 2, so I just started to collect GameCube games to play Adventure 2. I might have actually... I think the first way actually... Yeah, no. I think I watched the cutscenes online, and that's how I got it before I actually saw the Sonic X version of it. Yeah, that's how I did it. It's a gray area of that period of like the internet and all that.
Yeah.
Just because like Sonic X, like for me, you can only watch it on Saturday at like 8 a.m. and they'll show like 3 or 4 episodes in a row, and then like that's it. If you missed it, like you missed it. Like you can TiVo it or whatever. But other than that, there's no way to watch the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like cable.
I think on this had like DVDs.
Yeah.
That was kind of the same way.
But yeah, I didn't have access to the DVD, so I just had to watch the cutscenes for the games online.
Which I mean, it's still getting the same story across. Just
yeah, it's still the same story. Yeah, the story's good, so it's all handy dandy.
I mean, I think there's a lot of kids out there in like at least my generation that probably like practically got entire game stories through just watching the cutscenes on YouTube.
Yeah, when I did that pretty much only for Sonic games. There's no other games I've really done that for because.
I mean, because I guess I also was, man, I have like some strong, like vivid memories of just watching like, just like classical kind of YouTube and seeing people like play through like the games and such.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of Sonic 06 walkthroughs and all that. Those are good days.
Oh, I mean, how many people made videos just on
just criticizing
Sonic
it?
06?
Yeah, that was one of the worst YouTube trends because it's just like I don't know.
It was truly a fad.
It was just
and then I love how it took like
the
forever for. Then I think it was funny watching like it took forever for like AVGN to actually review the games.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because like he did that, but it was like 2000 and something, or like I don't know, like 17, 18, maybe even 19.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've played that game a few times. I actually don't hate it. I think it's actually like not like it's not great and it's not like good, but like it's still like it's playable and I don't know, if you're a big fan of like that era of Sonic, then like you'll enjoy the game, but otherwise like you probably wouldn't have fun with it. And I don't know. I feel like that game's just like the downside of the game is just so glorified, where it's just like, all right, like we get it, you know, you don't like this part, it's okay. And I find this with a lot of like internet reviewers, like back when, and even like now still, like they'll just watch someone else's review to kind of form their opinion, and then they'll actually do their own review, and they'll echo a lot of the same shit. So that's the other kind of issue with that.
Yeah. I don't know, because I mean, because what was it? You know, you might know this because I think in Callan's stream the other day, I was trying to like ask if people remembered an old video, like an old YouTuber that made like a ton of reviews from back in the day, where they did like more comedic kind of styled reviews.
Nostalgia
And I
Critic?
remember, no, and this is a bionicle sense.
Oh, was it Six Shot?
Because I remember there was one guy where he used Kopaka's knife or sword as a butter or as a knife for spreading peanut butter and jelly.
Okay, yeah. Was there
And
anything else he did? Do
I
you remember? Or?
I just like I think I remember the guy also made like a review of like Toa Momonui, and he was just having fun like messing with the fingers because it was like it had finger articulation.
That had to have been Six Shot. I think it was Six Shot because with Tahu, so when he did the Kopaka review, did he show all the other versions of Kopaka as well?
Let me. So six shot reviews.
Yeah,
Or-
I mean like his channel's like gone. He deleted all of his videos.
It might have been then.
Yeah, because like I remember with his Tahu review, because he would have like an opening skit with all of his reviews, and basically he had like Tahu like tanning, and like there's a bit about suntan lotion earlier in like the skit, and then like suddenly there's like suntan lotion being like poured on him, and then Tahu says that wasn't suntan lotion, and then it just kicks into like the intro of like the Transformers and the Kiss band like clips going on because he was a fan of Kiss, and then he would get into the review. Then he would give an honest review while also like making like jokes and stuff at the same time. Like, but yeah.
Oh, because the issue is that these are such vague memories.
I know. I
And I'm
wish
gonna
his
assume-
videos weren't gone. Like he was the GOAT reviewer. Yeah.
Because I do remember like, did he also have like other like YouTube series too?
Yeah, he collaborated with some other like biotubers at
Did
the
he?
time.
Did he make like a Transformers vs Bionicle series?
Probably. He was a big Transformers fan.
Because like I mean yeah no being named Six Shot I mean that's like very much kind of on the more obscure side. I mean also definitely agree that's definitely one of my favorite personal characters.
Mm.
So, but yeah, it might have been him.
Yeah. Again, like no one backed up his stuff, so like, yeah, he just disappeared one day. It
Oh.
sucks. Yeah, it was sad. I remember when that happened. That was like, he disappeared in like 2011 or something. Like he disappeared early. Maybe it was like 2012 or something. But yeah.
It
was
would have
crazy.
been around that time frame because there's definitely like a reviewer I really liked watching as a kid. Don't remember who he was. Because I remember he also used to like. I think he was one of the first YouTubers that. Because right, you said he reviewed like characters kind of in a group.
Yeah, he'd be like every version of like Takua / Takanuva, Tahu. I remember those ones for sure. Golly, I
Yeah, I
remember him
think
doing
so.
Golly. And his Golly review had like a smashed up mask. He was like, yeah, as a kid, I just threw my Golly against the wall. So her mask is like fucked up. I don't know if you saw that one. That might have triggered something. But yeah, I don't remember his Kopaka review. I don't think I saw that one.
Oh man, because like I think if correct, I think he was like one of the first real funny like toy reviewers.
Yeah, oh for sure. Like he was different at that time. Like, because you had like Angry Video Game Nerd and like other guys like that for like video games, but like there wasn't one for like toys yet. And he
Well, I mean,
time-
there technically was if you were a Transformer fan.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like in terms of like Bionicle, I guess.
Which
or, like,
actually, wait a second, guy was probably inspired by TJ Omega.
I don't know who that is.
He's a Transformer person, and he had this series called Plastic Addict where, it was AVGN, but instead of video games, he reviews bad Transformers, and
Oh.
they're actually some of my favorite videos to like go back to because I'm a big TJ Omega fan.
Okay.
Except his only issue was that he just reviewed Transformers, so like, and on top of the fact that the videos, kind of took forever to make, so they just kind of started to fizzle out.
When was he posting those?
His early stuff came out, I want to say, in like 2007 to 8.
Mm.
Let me actually look at this, like some of the dates. Because the series oh crap.
Or two.
Yeah, that would have been 2007.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he probably saw his videos and got inspired.
Well, because you're a Transformer fan, you're probably gonna find this guy making fun of, crappy Transformer toys.
Yeah. Yeah, Six Shot did some collab work with another BioTuber that doesn't exist anymore, that has like no trace.
I remember there was also like a Bionicle series. I don't know if this one still exists anymore, where it was just a bunch of Bionicle characters in high school, but it wasn't as cringe as
Bionicle
it sounded.
School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember the jokes were actually like.
He collaborated. That's the guy I was talking about. He collaborated with Six Shot.
Which those videos are gone too, right?
Most of them have been re-uploaded.
Okay.
But yeah, like I mean, Six Shot is like, aside from one video, like completely gone. And the one video that's saved is just him recreating one of the episodes from that guy's Gresh War series. It's just like his version of it. So. Yeah. Lego Scrawl used to make some, like he was like a cool, like crazy, like mock maker, like back then. Like now, like those type of mocks are pretty common now, but like I feel like he was ahead of the curve with like the mock making. He was in Bionicle School a lot. He played a car. All right, one more level and then.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, because Bionicle TV21 has archives.
Yeah, there's an archive channel for him.
Because. Okay, that reminds me. Yeah, that was another like classic video that I guess also got archived here. Was the search for the Toa Ignica.
Oh, that was I think so. That archives channel, I think they re-upload other people's stuff other than just Bionicle TV21. So like, I think they just do.
No, because and there's also a Mata that was re-uploaded.
Yeah, that was when Callan took down the because he used LJ's voice because LJ recorded a line for him and he didn't know what it was for, so he put it in the video and then he cut the LJ part from the video when the AI stuff went down because he wanted.
Yeah, I know that. Wait.
Yeah. So that's why that video is there. Also says, sounds like that guy ripped off two TV style reviews that were both funny and informative. Right.
Yeah, that also guy's such a moron.
Hey, bro, what's up?
Hey.
No, because the video was, Okay, wait, when that... Okay, so I guess more videos got uploaded than I guess the Bionicle School videos just got re-uploaded, I guess, a lot later than I realized.
Those ones were, like, gone for, like, a long time. Like, they were almost considered lost media at one point. What's up, Oso? What's going on?
Hey, I actually joined a while ago, but
Yeah, I
didn't, like,
heard
have
someone
anything-
join. I'm,
I didn't have anything to contribute, so I just kind of stayed quiet.
no,
'Cause
fair enough, fair
that
enough.
that is just like one thing I hate about BioTube is how much lost media there is.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I'm not even joking, for a solid like 10 years, I've been trying to find that one guy's reviews.
Yeah, well, Six Shot is wiped. Like, there's almost no proof of his existence. Like, it's crazy. It's unfortunate, because he was one of my favorites back when. What about you, Oso? Like, what BioTuber content is gone that you want to find again?
I've actually been looking for this one Callan Lost Media video.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's actually called Callan's Normal Day. Have you heard of it?
I remember that vaguely. I don't. What happens in it?
I just remember like it being weird, very experimental. Like like the kind of like stuff that he produces for the other channel, the Great Furnace. Like
Yes.
stuff that he doesn't really post on his main, but like kind of leaves up there. But he did post it on his main. He just never reposted it on his secondary channel.
Okay.
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird because I just remember it being like apparently more edgy from what I heard than like normal content. And I think it was like from 2019 also, so it's like fairly like recent actually.
Oh, okay. Maybe I.
I
Didn't
will
see
say
that
this though, is at least I think like in 2016 I backed up all the Jallard videos.
I think those ones are up.
Well, they're still up, but like I backed like
Yeah, I mean it's a good
uh,
idea to back stuff up, but yeah.
True.
I backed because those are like some of my favorite videos, and like I genuinely did not want what happened to those videos, like what happened to that one guy's reviews, because it's like, oh my god, I just remember them being so funny.
Yeah. I mean, like, luckily, like, that's not really an issue of, like, biotubers that came in around, like, 2010. Like, that's, as far as I know, not, like, a huge problem, but, like, definitely, like, the early YouTube days, like, that's a big problem.
Like, definitely remember by the time I started watching TTV in like 2013, I want to say, I just don't remember those videos being like a thing anymore.
He deleted his channel before TTV was the thing. I remember that because I was watching his channel closely. I was actually like talking to him on my first YouTube channel like a little bit just because I was a fan. But yeah, no, he's gone. He gone. Six Shot. If you're listening, now's the time to come back. And
You have those videos on a hard drive.
oh, I can guarantee you he probably
know.
doesn't. That's like, no, those videos are like,
So what was
Gone.
do you have a link to that one video?
if I wasn't playing the game, I would go and try to find it for you, but I know I know someone else like uploaded it and they put Six Shot in the title. If you look up Six Shot reviews, and then like it should come up.
Oh, let's try this.
It's like Gresh Wars episode 1.
Gresh Wars up. Okay, because
Because there's the original Gresh Wars, which got re-uploaded, and then there's like the Six Shot version that he remade. It's just like the opening with like Pohatu, Pantoka. My phone's almost dead. Damn. Put this on the charger. Man, I've been playing this game all day. I didn't realize how long it was, because I was saying earlier, the prequels do not go on for that long.
I mean, all these old games, like especially like from this company, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, Traveler's Tales.
Aren't they like all like just collectathons?
A little bit. I mean, like, this is like a collectathon. I mean, I'm playing on my 100% save, so I'm not like trying to like I'm speed running it sort of, and it's taking a long time. But yeah, they're basically collectathons. Like,
Yeah, you have to like collect all these like little studs and everything. It's like
yeah,
think- like for kids, like they just like to do that, but like when you get older, it's like Nah, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I play with the 100% save. I'm like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
If I want that, if I want my 100%, I just use a cheat code, and then we're good. Alright, Lando, let's get this going.
Okay, this seems like okay.
I mean, like, it has
Do you
this,
remember? Okay, do you remember a series called Stories in the Matoran?
no, but maybe if I saw the video, I might recognize it.
Because I just found a bunch of I just found a channel that I guess re-uploaded the first 3 Grush Wars episodes from 8 years ago. 8 years
Okay.
ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it also had the Lost version, and it's like, But I guess it's just more of these videos are probably like also made by like a fan of probably 6-shot reviews.
Yeah, probably.
So I don't know. I just remember like people doing like all sorts of stuff from back in the day. So that was back when like you could have a YouTube channel that wasn't just a singular thing.
Yeah. No, it was a total different, like, landscape back then.
Like that's I don't know. I miss that YouTube where like a YouTuber could make like literally anything.
I know.
Because you know it's bad when like I think one of my a YouTuber I was a big fan of Monkey Jones because he was like the last YouTuber that was able to like do that, but like even him, I don't even think he does that anymore.
No, I saw a video actually. I think he came back now.
No, he still does content. Like what was it? I'm one of his I used to be. I'm in his Discord server. I used to be a Patreon member. But what ended up happening was is that all he does is Medea reviews, which I think they finally ended, and I'm just waiting for him to actually get back to making like good content.
Like in the style of
Like it's more classical
Guilty
videos,
Frank.
which I think we're getting very close to actually getting some good stuff because he's making a Vincent the Atheist series where he reviews like a bunch of religious stuff in like the edgy classical way of his anime reviews. So I think that'll be very funny.
Nice. These Stormies. There we go. Come on. Here we go. Got any plans today also?
I guess like I wanted to write the next script for my next video. Since I finished the last one, I want to kind of try and go back to like weekly content.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed you changed up the schedule a little bit. Well, I'll be looking forward to it. It'll be cool. I want to go
Yeah,
back to
thank
that,
you.
but I just don't have time. Like,
It's not even the time. I'm unemployed right now, so I got all the time in the world. It's just like
damn, yeah.
not motivated, I guess, to do it.
That's fair enough. Now, like, sometimes it's just, like, I don't know. Especially if you don't get, like, I don't know. If the video doesn't perform well enough, like, it can just be, like, yeah, I guess burns the motivation, like, super fast.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, we had a Vander on earlier, and he kind of experienced the same thing a little while ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's just the social media game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I usually find that like the later side of the year, usually like the fourth quarter of the year, that's like when you start getting a lot of views actually, and
Yeah,
like
because
just
all the
feels
kids
fun.
are on summer vacation. They're all like spending their time watching YouTube.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's also a great time. I just like I don't know, like I also like winter more, like
I like
compared to like
winter more,
summer
too.
and
Yeah.
spring.
Me too.
So probably also like really also you don't really have as much to do those days because it's cold out. You can't really go places and I don't know how to describe it. I mean, you could make the argument for every season, but I just like the winter.
Yeah. No, the winter is cool, quite literally.
Lol.
Lol. You missed.
You know what
all
else
the-
is cool?
Oh yeah, sorry. You go ahead.
I just want to say, you know what else is cool though?
What else is cool?
Jeffy era of
Jeffy,
SML.
yeah, I saw that. We were the guys were talking about something else. But So you say that Jeffy era is better than the Stupid and Dumb Adventure era?
Nah, Stupid and Dumb Adventures. That's the real era.
Just can't get into it, I suppose. I started from the very
You
beginning.
had to be there.
You had to be there.
Probably.
You had to be
You know what
there.
it is honestly you had to be like young in that 2008 era of YouTube or 2009. You know, you had to be like, because there's also kind of like the same stuff. Like a lot of those classical plush videos were kind of on the same level as like a really old BioTube.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah. Sorry.
you know, if you weren't there, it's just I can understand not like getting the appeal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, what playlists are you looking at? Are you looking at the one where it's only Stupid and Dumb Adventure, or are you looking at like the Golden Age playlist for the re-uploads?
The former, like I just like, yeah, I'll search up the eras specifically, or like just the year, and I'll just start watching from there. Like I'll start from the beginning. Like because like
So-
you know like if you just watch one, I feel like you get burned out. But if you
Yeah.
like kind of split up between them, it's much better.
Yeah, I gotta continue my binge because I was rewatching them like back when we were talking about them a few weeks ago. But, yeah, they're funny. They're funny. The last
I like
one
that a
watched
lot
was
of
the
the-
DSI review.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The last one I previously watched was the date. I almost said KSI. The DSI review.
Oh man, one
Oh, I
of
have
my
not
favorite
seen-
one of my favorite classical SML videos as a kid that like was mind blowing was the video where he beat Super Mario Brothers, like
Oh yeah.
using all like the speed pipe or
I remember that. That was the first time I saw the speedrunning techniques too. I had no idea those existed. I was like, what?
I think I knew the first pipe, but like after that, it's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Mm.
And then he was talking about how, oh, there's a guy who was able to beat Mario Brothers in 6 minutes. And it's like, wow, that was crazy. And then it's like, you know, it's funny, like, watching that in a modern context where, like, the game's gotten, like, all the way down to, like, beaten in 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Crazy.
I know now.
But, I mean, to be fair, like, Super Mario Brothers is actually, like, the ultimate game to speedrun.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I know now. For the first Mario game, they actually figured out how to like execute arbitrary code. So basically, they can like make like their own ending for the game, like their own
Oh,
credit warps and all that.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, like that's been happening with this Lego game too. Like people have been modding it a lot. So like, I haven't seen anyone make their own cutscenes yet, other than just reusing animations. But like, people have made straight up brand new levels for this game. They've made like new characters.
What game?
Lego Star Wars Complete Saga.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it's really cool, like with the era that we live in now. And with that, I think I'm gonna end the stream. I'll stay on Discord for a little bit, but thanks for everyone for tuning in. And I'll do Return of the Jedi like tomorrow or something. I just had no idea New Hope was gonna be like 2 fucking hours long. It was crazy. But yeah, all right. Thanks Oso for joining, and along with Paleozoic Bricks for joining the stream. Yeah, you've been here for the entire stream. That's crazy. Yeah.
That's what I do. I just kind of appear.
Yeah, no, well, we appreciate it. And yeah, y'all have a good